sort of hexacan.
Welcome to the Worst Damn Crypto Show, period. I'm your host, Romanian Dan. I got with me the famous Exeter Morgan, Bullish Ox, Jory Hex, Tap, and Rolling Zoku. What's up?
What's going on, everybody?
What's up?
What's up? What's up, everyone?
What's happening?
Happy Hex discount.
Who's excited for PulseChain to launch? Who's ready?
You are.
Get your Hex while it's lasting, man. Get
Patiently
your
wait.
Hex while it's
Patiently
lasting. Let's go.
You might
man.
as well keep on waiting.
It's a good day if you're DCAing properly, like you should be.
Who
Let's
got
do
phone
it.
calls during the last week and a half from their onboards? Anybody? I've got a lot.
Well, same. I'm actually onboarding my whole country, it seems like. So I'm very excited about that because it seems like they are on the perfect timing as well.
Oh yeah.
Shoot, they got a nice discount.
Calls from anyone? Anyone got calls from people that bought top? Anyone that bought
No,
the
thank
40s?
God.
Nah,
I wonder what those conversations are.
Yeah,
I
I don't have that problem.
I have some of that problem.
When I got in, it was at
I'm over
20.
here hearing that people getting cursed out. Like, damn.
Thank God.
Yeah, when I got in, it was at 20, and most of my onboards are like 15 and under, so they're good.
Oh, nice. That's good. I had one guy at work who's just ready to kill me because he bought it like 44. And I kept telling him. I was like, dude, you're gonna miss. You're gonna like. I told him for weeks, and then he goes, okay, I'm ready to buy. And then he goes, 44 cents.
Then you hit them with the, it was designed to dip like that. Don't worry about it.
They're in the game, baby. They're in the game. Just come back. Just get some more of that fiat, the dirty fiat, and roll it over and get it into Hex.
Just take it, bro. Just take it, bro. Don't worry about it. Just take it.
Yeah, I hope you're staking, man, where you can't take it out.
I actually onboarded my girl's dad, and he's down like over 60%. So that sucks for me. Every time I see him.
Good thing there's a baby now, right?
Yeah.
You're outside. Yeah, Dan has just been kicked out of the circle of trust.
He's stayed though. He stayed till like late December, so we're chilling. But hopefully, it goes back to the price he bought it at by then. But either way, he's getting the copy, so hopefully.
So do you guys still recommend to all of your onboards to stake right now? Because for mine, the fees are so high, man, and especially the ones who are starting with a low amount. I'm telling them to just wait, get their Hex doubled, and then they can figure out a strategy in PulseChain what they will do. At least the ones who are putting a small amount, right? So.
Yeah, I actually just restaked all of my liquid a week ago, I think it is now, because I was sitting on a bunch of it and I wasn't sure what to do with it depending on when Pulse launched. And I just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna stake it all. I'm not even gonna worry about it. Sit on my hands longer, and I'm just gonna keep DCAing now until mainnet comes, because I don't even want to worry about it. I honestly don't, because I get questions all the time. What are you doing with this? We talk about it all the time. What are we gonna try to do? So I just said, screw it. I'm staking all of it. I don't even want to worry about it. Think about it. So now I'm 100% staked right now, aside from DCA.
Yeah, that's what.
Nice. So we know you're not selling. That's for sure, huh?
I'm not selling anything. The only Hex I've actually sold, it just wasn't really selling, is just sacking. I've sacked Hex. I've never sold them.
Well, what do you guys think about that, or how do you feel? Do you think people should? I mean, it's their hardworking coins.
So me personally, getting ready for this launch, I ended up going from like 97% stake to like about 52 because I ended up buying a bunch of liquid.
Mm-hmm.
But now with the delay, I ended up staking again, so I'm back at 97% stake because I buy Hex pretty much at this point. It's been every day, but usually every week. So I'm gonna have more liquid as we get ready for whenever this launches. So I'll just keep on DCing, and then when I accumulate a big amount and if he delays again, I'll just stake it again.
Are you just doing like rolling stakes right now, just to keep getting yield?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about the rest of y'all?
For certain people, I always show them what I've been trying to do lately is like not push hex, but push maxi towards the point where it's like, well, you could do this if you want. You could also do this. So the maxi, I find like gives them the option to be more in a secure, like, okay, this is the first time I'm doing it. I have the option. I try and push the staking a lot, but the fact that the hex is doing what it's doing, I find with the premium, it is a good play to get maxi because it's like, I don't like saying this, but some people have weekends, so they tend.
Why don't you like saying that? It's just a fact.
But I'm just saying they tend as onboards to want to be more secure, more empowered. They want to say, okay, I have the option. So if they want to get into hex, well, the maxi is a good option, and then you can explain to them, listen, now you have a bigger premium, you can get back into the hex, or you get a copy also. But it's a very good time. A lot of people, now that they see it at a better price, they see how the community, because I try and push more the community, more with what we're offering, what we're doing, what our plans are, our goals, more than what it is, because people don't get it. It is out. It's just not valuable. The testnet is out. Everything is out.
Yeah.
And now that they're changing the code, which is bullish for people who understand what they're doing, but I tend to maybe now tell my onboards, like, there's maxi, there's this. If you want, you could also get this for free, but you get it for free with this also. So it's like, Hedron, other coins. The people I onboarded before this whole before the sacrifice. Well, not really, like during the sacrifice, those guys are like very eager. They're like, well, what's happening with PulseX? Is it launching? Is it not launching? So it's like we're in a situation where it's like, let's just show people the options and what we have to bring more than what it is, because it's going to happen regardless, right? So I think we should focus on the adoption.
I don't understand this whole is it launching question. Like, if you use the testnet, it's going to launch.
Exactly. It's there. Like, you transactions.
It's there.
Staking is there.
It's there.
Swapping is there. Liquidity providing is there. The burning is there. Explorer is there. Okay, maybe the validation, they're fixing that, but like when people say well, is it out yet? Yeah, it is. It's just not valuable. It's just not worth a price. But that's my point of view. I feel like the onboards are in a good position. They just don't understand it yet. So I try and focus more on making them understand crypto more than understanding what's happening. Because they're not going to buy an asset like Bitcoin, which is going down. So they might say, oh, let me try something else, right? That's how usually people who don't understand investments try and come in.
I will have to disagree a little bit with my onboards and people I talk to. They don't know nothing about investing, period. So I just tell them, and I've always tell them, just stake it. Don't worry about nothing else. Don't think about nothing else, because 9 times out of 10, people I talk to, they don't care about all the other stuff going on. They might have heard about PulseChain, and I try to tell them what's going on, but because it doesn't exist, they kind of don't care about it, which is fair, So they don't know about everything we know, but they know about Hex. I tell them to stake it. A couple of them ask me, hey, what about PulseChain coming out? It should be coming out soon. And I tell them, listen, this development stuff is difficult. They said it took Hex a whole year just for it to come out when they was waiting for it. So you might as well just sit back and just stake that thing. Because I tell my people, you're not going to do anything else with this money. It's not a whole bunch of money. It's not like I got people putting in tens of thousands of dollars, maybe $500 max. You might as well just stake that thing and let it work for you for years on end. Get your copy and have fun with that. And for the most part, they are understanding of it, and they don't want to be in this world 24/7, weekly, monthly. They just want to do their one thing and go on with their lives. So I just tell them to stake it, and they usually okay. And now with the price dip a little bit, a couple people who was waiting to stake it, I tell them, hey, now you can get a better rate because you can get more T-share because of the price dip now. And lately, these fees have been a little bit low. So I've been texting a couple of them like, hey, the fee's a little bit low lately. So if you want to make a little move, you can make one now. But that's been me with me and my onboard. I just tell people just keep staking. Just keep staking. Don't worry about nothing else. From my people.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Marco?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
How are you
What's
doing,
up,
buddy?
Marco?
What's happening?
Yes, sir.
What's going on, fellas? Cody, how are you?
Chilling, man.
Going on?
How's it going, Marco?
Chilling. Yeah, sorry I was late. I have family. My wife has family over, so that's why I'm a little late. I'll be on for like probably like an hour or so, but then I have to go just to like entertain them. But what you guys are saying, I think I agree with everybody's little piece, right? It all depends on who's your onboard, who you bring in, their story, their reason for coming into crypto, especially something for hacks. Me personally, I just say the same thing. What changed, right? Price goes up $3, what changes? Price goes up 1 penny, what changes? It goes down to 0.005, what changes? Right? The code is code, right? T-shirts is t-shirts, hex is hex. It's gonna do the same thing, regardless of when you enter and when you go. Yeah, we're gonna have dips. It's gonna go up and down. That's the market, And when people they cry up and down, like it's down. Yeah, I understand. It's frustrating. It's emotional. Listen, I'm not happy about it too. I'm invested just like everybody else. But if you was in any other market, whether it's the legacy market, any other crypto, it doesn't matter around the world, you're down way bigger than you would be in Hex. So why are you crying, right? Like I understand it's emotional. It hurts. You see something you invested in and you see it go down. Yeah, it happens. It's not gonna be the first time, right? Like everybody wants Hex to be at $10. When we hit $10, you best believe once we hit that mark, it will go down to probably $2 to $1 again. And people are going to be like, oh, it's all over again. And then we'll go up to $20 and then back down to $2 again. It's going to
higher lows, baby. Higher lows.
Right? We go to $100. And when it drops down to $20, everybody's going to be like, it's the end of the world. It's part of the game, right? Like this is like, and I understand, like, I guess people who experience the dips, maybe for the 14th time in Hex history, we're used to it. And maybe there's folks who just came in the recent all-time high. They haven't experienced dips, especially people who just came into crypto. They haven't experienced this at all. And that's okay to take your time to explain to them, to cater to them, their emotions, and, their mental health and make sure they're okay and stuff like that. But guys, if we're talking to the same people all the time, especially throughout the same dips every single time, these are the same people that's always fudding or questioning things. I think you need to move on from this type of people because no matter what you tell them, it's never going to change anything. If it doesn't click here by now, it's not going to click here, and especially in their pocket, it's not, so that's just my advice to most folks. Spend your energy and your time to people who are willing to listen, willing to learn, and people who understand exactly what they're invested in. At the end of the day, listen, it's their money, it's their time. It's their time. What I mean by that is their time to learn, right? Like it's easy to throw money at something and that's it, but it takes time to understand why you made that action. That's why it comes down to having a plan, etc. So that's my take on this type of thing.
Wise words, man. Damn.
Yeah. What else can you really say, right? Like, let's be real, right? It doesn't matter what coin you join, right? If you join Maximus, guess what? Sooner or later, they're going to have their dip, right?
They just had a little one finally, I think. They had a little pullback.
Way up to they actually have their 60-70%. It happens to every coin out there, right? What people are going to do? Take their emotions out of Hex and then bring it to Maximus. And then when Hedron does this, they're going to bring it to Hedron. And then bring it to BTC. Like, you got to deal with your emotions. You got to deal with this type of environment you're in, right? Especially the crypto. Crypto is the biggest roller coaster in the world, right? It's not the shortest ride. It's going to go up really fast and it's going to go down really fast, right? Invest what you can invest in. Sometimes you're going to win, sometimes you're going to lose. But if you understand what you're in, like that's all that should matter. Just take your time, understand what you're invested in, and just, find a hobby, find something to distract you for this stuff, Like today, honestly, listen, Hex touch what? Almost 8 cents. I've been having a blast with folks online on Twitter, right? We're joking around. I found a posse of groups that when things like this happen, they keep me distracted. They keep me energized. They keep me focused and stuff like that. Or I could sit down in the chart and scream and punch my monitor all day, every day, right? Which one would you rather have, right? I'd rather have the fun with the people I did this journey with, right? Find the people that's going to make you happy, especially when dips happen, when they don't happen, when we pump, find those type of people. That's who you need to be rocking with, right? Because those are the people who keep you sane and keep you focused. Because when things go popping off, they're ready for it. So,
well, and look at outside indicators too. Like Hex is not the only thing that's bleeding right now. Okay, there's tons. Like look at Netflix. Netflix took what, a 75% dump.
They wiped I think the past 3 to 5 years worth of profit, like in almost in a week or two. They just wiped clean 3-5 years worth of profit, right? You have coins like no hate against this XRP. The last all-time high was 4 years literally ago. four almost 5 years, going almost 5 years now, right? and we're crying for 9 months, 8 months, 6 months, 7 months, guys, be lucky it's only been that long, and you're getting paid more coins a day if you're staked, right? They don't have that option.
Don't you think also that possibly there's just a lot more users in Hex now than there was a year ago?
Yeah, I think there's a lot more, especially
too.
the past couple of months. There's a lot more new people. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Especially after the PulseChain announcement and all that. It's been
There's emotions. You know, think about it, right? They hype you up for PulseChain. Is another delayed. Don't get me wrong. I was a little bit like, Richard, you fucker, right? But I understand, right? Like, I understand that, right? But then what people do is they mix emotions with different actions, right? PulseChain goes down, they're upset about that. Then they see the price go down a little bit. Listen, price has been going down. The market, it's just markets, right? So they bring that frustration over to this side too. Now they have a bag full of emotions, and they don't deal with one or the other. They just mix it up, and this is why we're overwhelmed, and that's fine. Like, we're human. Nobody's perfect, right? We just need to understand, like, we got to control our emotions, right? We got to control, our ideas, where we're going, what's happening. Surround yourself with the right people. Like, these things do matter, Like Jordy, she put the other day she put a post with the books, right? This is a perfect time during the bear market when shit like this happen. Educate yourself, right? Find a different entertainment, right? Read a couple of books, upgrade yourself personally, right? You're upgrading yourself financially, upgrade yourself educational wise, like your head, the way you think, the way you move, stuff like that. So, people get different hobbies, go work out, people doing the fitness challenge, right? Like, find something that's going to distract you when these things happen, right? Because when we're pumping hard and stuff like that, that's when everybody wants to celebrate, right? It comes with the dip, guys. Like, we're good, Just take your time.
If you want the rainbow, you got to put up with the rain.
Right? And with the heat, right? And the humidity and all that shit that comes with it, right?
Very well said.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree, man.
I want to kind of talk about RH for a minute. He seemed a little pissed today.
Yeah.
This is the first, like, I don't know if crack's the right word, crack in the armor, chink in the armor, whatever, where he's been like, okay, like, I don't appreciate seeing this stuff, because it's like, it seems like there's stuff coming from the community that's getting back to him that's really not helping things.
Yep.
So what do you guys think about this whole situation? Like, I know Richard knows, like, hopefully people know by now, the guy doesn't code, right? He's basically like the boss of all this, overseeing everything. He can only go as fast as the devs are gonna allow him to go.
That's it.
But do you think he's worried at all?
No.
Or do you think it's just think it's like, no?
I don't think he's worried about anything.
I just want to talk about it.
I'll be
I
real
think
with
he's
you,
ahead. He's one step ahead.
Yeah.
I think
I'll be honest with you. All this is, I think, honestly, like, this is just my opinion. I think, honestly, PulseChain is done. I think everything's fine. I think he's playing wheel games. I think he's playing wheel games with the right people. Meaning, and don't quote me on this, I think what he's doing is one more final shakeout. When you're making coffee and you have to call to the filter, you're making sure just nothing goes through that filter one more time before you have the perfect coffee. He's making sure the new people that's coming in just to trade are going to get wrecked. He's making sure people who got lucky that are whales, but they got it whales by luck, right? Let's be real, right?
Yeah.
They don't understand the power they hold, and they just fuck around with price all day.
Timing is everything. Timing's everything.
So it's one more shakeout, right? The final shakeout before the final release. I think that's what's happening, right? But I think what he's more emotional about, and shame on Richard for being emotional about it, is he should know a lot of people that's footing him. I don't know if you guys noticed, I never seen these names before, right? A lot of these hex skins I have never seen. Even the past 2 months, I never seen their names and all that stuff ever. I think there's a lot of trolling accounts out there, and he should know, because when you look at these accounts, they hardly any activity in it. So I think he's just being triggered, and I think he should just stay focused. That's why I put a tweet like, dude, like, just stay focused. Like you won, hex skins already won. We're into this dip, the 12th time already, probably more. Like, don't get distracted by these things. Even somebody who has 145 IQ, whatever it is, they get trapped into this just like we do, right? We get attached to these emotional things, right?
Well, he cares, man. The guy genuinely cares.
That tweet, I felt so proud, man.
Which one?
This guy, the one about the 100.
Yeah, there you go. What a boy, Dan. What a boy. What a boy. Who wants to read it?
What we were talking about?
Should we read it as Richard? Should we try reading it as Richard?
You should. Yeah.
Who has the
No, this is not the one. The one about the.
Hey guys, Richard Hart here. Truth be told, I'm a bit disgusted by what I read on Twitter sometimes. I don't want to do it. He'll get pissed.
I'm out here breaking my balls, promoting, doing all kinds of things I don't really want to do, in hopes of creating something bigger. I'm suffering slings and arrows while being attacked from behind. Yeah. 1, I do not work for you. I never have. I do not write code. if I don't
This is
write
where you
code
say it
and
sarcastically.
admit being written as fast as possible already, what useful thing can I do? Promote things I like. Thus, I'm working 100% of capacity, yet being demonized
Demonized. Mhm.
for it. This makes me angry.
Exactly.
But that's the first time I've seen him like
Yeah.
in a while show. But I think that's because okay. Yeah.
I think why it hit him the most, right, is I think it started off with the drama last week, right, where close people in the I won't mention names, right, because we already discussed this a while already, and it happened. But some big figures of again.
What are you talking about?
Like certain individuals in the community kind of threw jabs at Richard about his appearance and all that stuff. Yeah.
I think he was a little. It was one of the first times I ever saw him address any drama happening in the community. From what I've seen in all his videos and interviews.
Yeah. I think he was blindsided by that a little bit, and then this happens. And then today you have a whole bunch of Hexagons that's crying like, oh, I think he did scam us. He's dumping on us. Like, really? Like, shut up. Like, guys.
Well, like the wallet thing. So that tweet I sent earlier today about the God whale, right?
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't like, I think people took that the wrong way because I wasn't pointing out, oh my God, this the real God whale locked up for 15 years. That's 200 million hex gone. No, the point is you have somebody who's I'm pretty sure he's a billionaire who's locking up 200 million for 15 years. That is the point, people. The point is not, oh, let's get protection from all these big whales locking away funds. No. What's happening is these guys who know how money works and know a good asset when they have one are storing it for 15 years. And that is what you should take away from that.
Yep.
Not relying, be like, well, you're relying on one man. I'm like, no, I'm looking at what this man is doing with his capital. And what this man or woman is doing with their capital is stowing it away in hex for 15 years.
Yep.
So 8
with
months.
With more capital than you will ever have
in
your life.
And then when they do the whole, oh yeah, but he's probably got $1 billion. That doesn't matter. Like Richard's a billionaire and he's cheap, right? He knows how far a dollar goes. Not cheap, you know what I mean though. Like he makes jokes about it. But the point is, they know how far their dollar goes. You're not putting that money away. It's not play money. That's $200 million at the time he staked. So.
Yeah, and before
it's more than a whole government. Oh, sorry, it's more than a whole government that other people are staking. I mean, Salvador is staking not staking, but having 5 million of Bitcoins versus one individual. Like, it's very powerful. And that's what we need to focus on, the power of the T-shares, because like Morgan said, they are understanding the game and they're understanding an asset when they have a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Like that's one of the first things I show people. One of my favorite, if you guys have onboards, I love taking screenshots of the Hex Whale bot when they have long stakes, and I always send them that. That's one of my biggest things I send to people. It's like, look at that, 5 mil, 10 years, 10 mil, 15 years.
Going.
And they're like, oh, that's not real. I'm like, dude, it's real. Trust me, it's real. And they're shocked sometimes. So people, when you're seeing these dips, like what does 8 months look like on a 15-year time frame? Like a little tiny blip. Right? We got a lot of time. That's what staking's for. That's why, Mark, I don't know if you heard before you got on, I literally had a bunch of liquid hex I was sitting on waiting to decide what to do with.
Yeah.
And when the delay came in, I was like, you know what? I'm going to ladder this out. And I just staked it all. I don't even want to worry about it. And I've already felt better about coming up with plans. So now with the dip going lower, I'm just DCAing up until launch because we could be another few weeks away.
Yeah. Like I tell my onboards and everybody, right? Like everybody's plan is different, right? Like I have multiple accounts of Hex. I have my dream account that's literally 10 to 15 years out. I'm a passive account that has literally 1 year all the way to 15 years. Then I have my monthly accounts. I have multiple ones, right? Because I have multiple plans. It's my plan, right? My plan is going to be completed than yours and everybody else is here, right? But the number one thing, and I can't stress this enough, is to have a plan, right? If you want liquid Hex, cool. That's fine. Just be okay with that, right? Be okay with where price goes up, your bag is going to look higher. When price goes down, you're not going to earn more coins. So you look like you're losing money because you're liquid, and that's okay. But it's cause and effect, right? If you're staked, the cons of it is you can't get out. But guess what? It's like you're buying the dip at 8 o'clock every single day. That's the positive in it, right? So it all depends on what's your plan. You got to make a choice and pull it just like you did. You made a choice and you took action, right? Not everybody has to do 15-year stakes. Not everybody has to do 20-year, 10, 5, 2, 3-year stakes. Sit down, grab pen and paper, sit down with your spouse, come with a plan, and then take action on the plan and live with it, right? is, guys, this is the biggest thing, right? So people cry about 10, 5, 15 years. Every time
So
you get
fast.
paid, 99% of your jobs, your 401k, there's a chunk that gets out of that gets put in your 401k. You cannot touch it until you're like 55, 60 years old, depending on your state, right? That's about, for most of us, that's about 30, 40 plus years. You could have 3 or 4 15-year stakes by the time that's done. Why are you crying? Right? And you have no choice. You try to touch that, you're going to be heavily, it's almost like EES in your 401k, right? Like you have no choice, right? So think about that, right? Like think about that. So people, I think people are like,
I want it now.
right? Like you one side, you can control your financial future exactly to your liking. And when you're forced to do it because the government basically is telling you this is your only hope of survival, right? Make a decision.
Well,
What's
also
more,
there's
you know?
there's another difference as well. People do not want to take responsibility and learn. That is for some reason the hardest part, right? And you have to understand when you want to learn about these assets, you have to understand what's going on. Versus when you do 401k or any other thing, you are dependent on other people. Well, you're little sheep
So
basically
Frosty.
following. So that's what I think. A lot of people do not want to take responsibility for actually being financially free or teaching their family what it is. They're just like, oh, but what can you do, right? You can't make everybody be the same.
No,
Can,
you hit it on the nail.
on a side note, can anyone explain to me why everybody who hates hex doesn't understand that you don't have to stake it? Like, why is this so hard for people to understand?
Repeat that question again. I'm sorry.
Why does everybody who hates hex or FUDs hex, why don't they understand that you don't have to stake it? It's not a prerequisite.
It's not they don't understand.
They don't do
right?
research.
If they don't, it's not that they don't do research. It's they don't want to bother doing it. It's easy, look, guys. It's easy to do this. Ready? That's 2 sentences I just wrote right there, right? And that's it. Enter. It's easy to do that and then walk around like, yeah, I tweeted that motherfucker. Woo, I feel good. That's it. And they get a couple of likes and that's it. But it's harder. Like, you know what? I hate these guys. I hate this system. I hate this coin. I'm gonna dedicate a week of learning as much as I can, and maybe, oh my God, put my pride to the side. Actually, reach out to 1 or 2 of them to actually learn. That takes energy. That takes effort. They don't want to do that, but they're ready to do this for a couple of seconds. That's it. You can't put logic to that, right?
I mean,
Either
I
you're
honestly,
willing or not.
as sad as that is, I see it in my family members as well. Although they're all staked and they are all invested, luckily, I see my brother, he's willing to work on his business, which is definitely not going to bring him more other than it's keeping him 7 days a week. So when you look at the benefits and what he's actually missing out, he's only 23 years old.
God bless him.
It's
That's smart though.
it's hard. I mean, listen, he's doing great, but he's not comprehending the possibilities that he could have with cryptocurrency or the power that he actually holds. You know.
You said that to your brother, right?
Yeah, and like I said, I'm teaching so many other people, but for some reason, my brother is just not ready yet. Like I said, he's luckily all staked and he bought Hex, so I'm not worried about that. But still, I would like for him to understand and not be lazy.
Well, God bless your brother, right? Because at the end of the day, I can say kudos to him, right? Because at 23, you said, right? 23 years old, for him to want to open a business or have a business and stuff like that, he's way ahead than most of the people in his generation, especially this generation nowadays, right? But why I hope, and this is a message to your brother, I hope he understands that his goal and his mindset of what he's trying to do, the path, it's old school thinking, right? Open a business, have a brick and mortar business and this and that, you retire really soon, all that stuff. It might work out for him. I hope it does, right? But for his age,
well, it's gonna work because he has Hex.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like,
so he's gonna figure it out in 2 years.
Yeah, he should be working on that. But a big portion of his time should definitely be learning all about, and not just Hex, all about crypto in general, right? But this is gonna be the market that's gonna be his future, whether he likes it or not, right? Not the brick and mortar business, not none of that stuff, right? Crypto is going to be his future, whether he likes it or not. And
it can be everyone's future.
He's close to somebody like you and Abid and everybody else around him that knows already, head start. God bless him, right? Like he's part of he has diamonds around him. He has to realize that, right? And
well, guess what? He's not realizing that, and that's
takes time. It takes time.
Of course it takes time, but I just don't understand. I'm like, you're my brother. Do what I'm doing right now, and I'm not working. You know, I went to school. I finished school. Got this stupid piece of paper. I mean, I'm thankful I did, just in case nothing works, you know, but I know everything will work because I create my own reality. And this is what we need to make people understand, especially all of my onboards. right now, that's where I'm focusing. I'm not focusing so much on them making money. Obviously, that comes with it, and it comes with the process. But I'm focusing on you have to liberate your brain and your mind first, because once you are free here, there's nobody stopping you or nothing stopping you. So
I agree.
That's the number one thing. Like I said, and I'm having huge success with people because I'm getting them emotionally. Like I'm going where it hurts, and I understand because it's very
Go where
easy
it
to reach
hurts. You got to
people
go where it
nowadays.
hurts. You got it. You got to
Yeah,
go
you
where it
have
hurts.
to. You have to go to their children. I mean, you didn't leave your children. I tell my people all the time because for them, for some reason, I'm Albanian, by the way. So we are a third world country. Crypto is still not very,
Fluent over there, yeah.
yeah, they still try to hide it. It's very, very gate kept. So for them, it's very hard to understand how can everybody make money? Like, what is in it for me that I'm making videos in Albanian if I'm financially free? And I'm like, well, would you rather learn from somebody who actually is living the life, or would you learn from people who are telling you to get wrecked? Like, I'm just not understanding this. What are you trying to do? So it's people cannot comprehend, or it's hard for them to understand with the abundance mentality, right? Because we are used to like everything being so sacred. If you didn't work, you would not have money. So that's the mentality I'm breaking. And honestly, I'm very proud of myself because not only am I the only person to talk about crypto, but I'm also the only person who is trying to wake them up and try to see that they are actually going to miss out big time.
And what's going to be hard for you, right, is this. So you said third world country type of environment, right? You have to understand, right? It's not like first world or second world, right? Like they're trying their best to enter and figure out the legacy market already, right? The old system. And that's almost taboo to them, right? So for you to bring in crypto, something completely new that's taboo to first world country type of people, it's even harder for them, So kudos to you, but it's not easy, right? Like I have both of my brothers, my sisters, my aunts, my uncles. And you see me, I'm all about hacks, guys. I read this shit just like everybody else here. And they have somebody that's literally a walking encyclopedia of hacks, right? That preaches to them all day, every day. They all could have gotten in at 0.0005 type of movement, and they didn't, right? Like half of them finally got in like 2, 3, 4, 5 pennies. Thank God they got in, right? But the difference is how further they could have got in, right? A long time ago. And it's like, I love my brother to death. And he's a big XRP guy. He's a big Cardano guy. We're totally opposite. Like when I'm invested, I'm this, and this. He's completely opposite, right? A lot of his coins, he's been down for almost 3, 4, 5 years, and he's still hoping that he's going to go up to the previous action. Now he finally started to, thank God he sacrificed for PulseChain and PulseX because I literally had to choke him to death, right? Like, get the fuck in, type of thing. But, finally he took action. But think about how much further action he could have took if he would have just listened. Even your closest family members, right? Even your blood, right?
That's where it hurts the most.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you have the world knowledge of crypto in your hand. Sometimes they're just not going to take it. They're just not going to listen, right? It's okay, right?
Of course, it's okay.
It happens. It happens, When time
and
is
it's not
time.
their time. It's not their time. Yeah, of course.
Frosty, jump in here, buddy.
Hi, Frosty.
How are you, my friend?
It's looking good.
Good, bro. Girl, how's it going in Colombia?
Oh, it's going great. We're actually leaving soon, and we're heading to Europe in Albania, to my country. So I'm excited about that. So I'm gonna do the work actually live now.
When? ¿A
In a couple of weeks, like June.
Dos meses?
No, only one.
Una semestre. ¿Por qué?
Well, because we are in a third world country now. I'm like, you know what? Why not go in another third world country? Especially now I'm doing videos, and I'm actually having a lot of people reach out to me.
Yeah, that's good.
So
that means I'm gonna miss you guys in Colombia, because I was gonna come back in 2 weeks because I have to go to Canada, and this is kind of a royal pain in my ass, but I had to go. But I was gonna come to Colombia right after that. After when? So I come back. So I go to Canada tomorrow. I got tomorrow night. So Wednesday morning at 5 a.m. I got to fly to Canada, and I'll be back on the 8th. But I can come to Colombia. But if you guys are gonna be gone, but whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, we're gonna be in America soon because the Million Pulse tour will start, and we'll have some events. So maybe we can meet, in America.
Yeah. ¿Dónde?
I'm sure.
Frosty, I'm gonna
San
DM you.
San Diego or Los Angeles should be the
Okay.
first events, and I'm pretty sure most of the Hexicans will be on the events. So we should totally link up.
Yeah, what you guys, what you and Abed are doing in Colombia is absolutely amazing. I love what you guys are doing.
Wow, what we're doing right now, it's really amazing. So Abed has a couple of boys who help him with just putting posters up, like just propaganda all over Colombia.
I love Abed, man.
Yeah, I saw.
Not only that, but they're learning as well, which is beautiful because they are kids, from 14 years old to 21, and they're all from Venezuela. They left their own country, now literally working on the streets.
Yeah.
So it's been pretty amazing, and honestly, it's so beautiful to see as well, having a generous man, because that's number one quality I look in every man.
Exactly, it's muy importante.
Yeah, it's very, very important, because that's at the end, that's what we'll have, right? We have the people, but this is all about the people.
That's all we have. That's all we have is the people.
That's all we have. So that's what we're doing. They call him every day, and he has opened a staker app for them, made them, and if they listen, if they are willing to see the opportunity that is in front of them, they will learn. But it seems very promising. So I'm very excited for that. Yeah,
that's good. I'm proud of you guys. I'm really, I'm happy to watch and doing everything you guys are doing. I watch it every day, and I follow it very closely. I'm happy.
Thank you so much. Yeah, trying to do what we can.
Me too.
Yeah, that's all we can do, right? Try.
No say.
What's any updates for the big festival there, Frosty? Any news on that front?
Yeah, well, we're working on it. We're trying to hash out lawyer agreements. We'll see if we come into agreement with this, or we're just going to run our event in the end of November, and we'll see what happens. We're in the negotiation stage, and it's starting to get heating up. So we'll see.
Heating up in a good way.
Yeah, well, I got my terms and conditions, and I ain't backing down. They're going to take my deal, or they're going to fucking leave it. That's basically the way it is. I'm not moving an inch. They're going to take my deal, or I'm going to run my own event. That's it. That's all where it is. That's where we're at.
So when you're negotiating right now, that's with local politicians and people from the government you're negotiating with?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if they say no, how hard is it going to be for you to go do your own thing? Is it going to be way more of a pain in the ass?
No. I'm not worried about it.
You think they would want? Well, I don't know any of the details, but it sounds like something they would want.
Well,
a lot of attention.
It's just playing hardball. You know what I mean? People play hardball, and so you got to be able to say no, right? So, we're moving in a good position, but I'm not moving off my position. That's the way it is. You know what I mean? So that's the way it is. Take it or leave it.
I like it.
You heard it here first from the Worst Damn Crypto Show. That's the update for the festival.
Love you, Tap.
Happening in November. November, everybody. Keep that in the back of your head. Put it in your calendar. Put some money away. Whatever you gotta do.
Hopefully, PulseChain will be out by then. We'll have some.
I hope so.
One of these years, PulseChain will be out.
Goddamn.
I think it's the first week of June, honestly.
You think so? Yeah.
I've been saying it the past 3 weeks. Yeah.
I was thinking like you as well. I was having this conversation with Abed earlier. I was like, what if actually everything is done and he's just playing with people's emotions, because everything is going on right now. It's very easy to read who do you want on your team and who do you not without you doing any work. So let's see.
I
think it's done, honestly.
Well, they're just rewriting some of the code, right? They said they're gonna have higher throughput when this is all said and done, or it could
just be says 6 I definitely think it's June 3rd too. Excuse me. Every moment he gets, right? I understand he always makes the sneaky jokes and stuff like that, but don't think anything of this, guys. I'm just saying it. He keeps on saying 6-3, 6-3, 6-3. You never know. June 3rd, right? You just never know, right?
Stop.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Nobody hears Rev. Nobody here is fired by Rich Heart.
What do you mean 6'3"?
So he keeps on no disrespect, because we have females on, but you know how he keeps saying my circumference is 6'3", blah blah, this and that. He always says this, always repeatedly, right? And always hints at different jokes and different times. Even when it doesn't make sense, he'll say it. I don't know. I just think June 3rd was the final launch. I think that's when it was gonna do. I think if I was Richard Hart, right? Let's just bring it back, right? I say he's gonna is just to make people happy. I say he's gonna be in May, right? 1 week passes, everybody's hyped. Second week happens, no news. He didn't change his mind. Everybody's like, oh my God, we're almost there. Third week, everybody's like, okay, what's happening? And then he releases, oh, sorry, guys, it's not. And those people who's waiting to sell, bam, they start pressing that button, right? That goes to trickle down effect, get these fuckers out type of thing. And then psych, we release the first week of June, right? Now these guys, they miss out on PulseChain. They can't hurt, they can hurt EHEX, they can't hurt PHEX anymore, right? And if they want PHEX, now they're gonna bump the price for everyone again, right? So
and
be the perfect
people who knew their whole hex position today.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A couple accounts sold all their hex today.
Oh yeah.
You want those people out
I moved
anyway.
up in the ladder like really quick, doing nothing. So all right, go ahead. You know, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have some nice payouts approaching launch.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be at 7 before you know it, boys and girls.
Listen, the payout's gonna be AKA 6-3 payouts every day. You know, you know, it's crazy.
So
man.
Back to the PulseChain and stuff. I'm sure everyone saw the back and forth with Eric Wall. That's
he's to let you know he's in this whole thing. I'm telling you that.
What is with like I can't figure this guy out.
So people don't realize him and Richard Hart are really good friends. Yeah, they're really good friends. They're not just friends; they're really good friends apparently, right? So like he's playing how you say the bad guy, right? Like for example, Morgan, if me you're really close friends, but we disagree on a lot of stuff like that. But you come out with a project, I'm gonna try to FUD. Why? Because at one point I'm gonna try to get a bigger bag, right? Plus it's good publicity for you. I look like the villain and stuff like that. We're good friends, and then towards the end we have one big interview type of thing, like Clash of the Titans type of thing. And they were both winning behind the scenes, right? Let's be real, right? You wreck me, bro. Go ahead, man. You're a scammer, bro.
You want me to make a video about you?
Go ahead, man. Let's do it.
I'll do it. We should do it.
It'll be funny as fuck, though.
Actually, I might be doing something with Expensive Taste. She messaged me about the PulseChain video I did the other day.
Yes, you should.
That thing, dude, blew up. By the way, it's over 26,000 views now. That's crazy.
I honestly, he just watched like Lifestyle said, he's watching people out. It's a big filter, man. One more big filter before the final thing, right? You do not want these people here on PulseChain, right? Let them destroy the EHEX price now. So they don't get to touch the main thing, right? Especially PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex, right? Get them out now, right? Let them dip, whatever. It doesn't matter, guys. We're gonna recover. It is what it is. They won't recover, right? They gotta buy back higher. They're gonna lose half of their bag. So be it, right?
So let me ask everyone a question about Richard then, because I don't think he's panicked or anything. Do you think part of him acting triggered might be to weed out who he thinks is like, oh, you don't fucking trust me? You don't trust me?
Yep.
What I'm doing here?
Yep.
Blah blah blah. Let's see who the believers are and who aren't.
Remember, they don't like his attitude. So when he gets upset, it triggers them more. You know, think about that, right? So Rich is not stupid, guys. You don't have a 145 IQ for nothing. He's not stupid. You know.
No. So but what about this? So Eric and him are friends, but do you think he actually hates Hex because he really doesn't seem to like it? Or
I think in the beginning, I think in the beginning he didn't like Hex at all. I think over time when it proved itself and it proved what he did, don't get it twisted, guys. I'm telling you right now, sooner or later in the future, we're gonna find out he has a bag of Hex. He's not stupid. He has a bag of Hex. Rumors has it he sacrificed big time for PulseChain and PulseX. He's not a dumb guy. Like people might not like him, but he trolls Hex a lot. But this guy's a really smart dude. Like he knows crypto back of his hand. Like he codes, he does stuff. He's smarter than Richard Hart in a lot of ways when it comes to crypto. Like Richard said it himself. So he's not stupid.
You know what, Marco? This is making me think of something that this part of this could be a bit orchestrated, because if you think about it, we're approaching a year of PulseChain launch, right? Mm-hmm. And now all of a sudden, all the fudsters are coming out and all the haters are coming out right before launch. It's like, where was this shit last year when we all sacked and thought it was coming in October? I don't remember seeing all these people coming out going like, oh, this is just stupid. Why would you fork this or do this? Or these people think they're just going to bridge over these ERCs for this, and it's stupid. The stupid money will come in. But now it feels like with the price of Hex doing what it's doing, and Pulse being so close and the testnet running beautifully, but now it's like there's fudsters everywhere. Even today, some guy hopped on my feed talking about like, oh, you watch over these hexagons in your community trying to get you to buy more shit.
Dude, I'm telling you, I see the most mad people in my feed I have never ever seen ever in my life, And they pretend to be Hexicans. They pretend to be part of the community. Never seen them in people's feeds, all that stuff. Spreading the most outrageous like FUD all around. Like, these are trollers, right? We call them trollers, guys. They troll for a reason, you know? They want people to dip so they could buy your bag later on. Don't fall for it. We've done this 30 different times. Don't fall for it. You know?
Yeah. It just feels to me like there's an insane amount of FUD going on right now.
Oh, yeah.
And more people screaming from the rooftops. But I think with what Richard's doing, and people should pay attention to what he is doing, because he's doing this stuff for a reason, like going out of his way to be extremely flashy, if you want to call it. But guys, look at the people noticing him. Like that shit with Michaela Peterson, that's a big deal. Even if you don't like Jordan Peterson or whatever, if he gets talking to her and does a podcast with her or whatever, that'll
be phenomenal.
It's a big deal. It's a really big deal.
It opened doors like no other, you know? It would be great. And people forget, like a couple of months ago, not cut you off really quick. A couple of months ago, Richard Hart only had like 50,000-60,000 subscribers.
Dude,
just on Twitter alone.
When I started following him, he was under 40,000.
Yeah.
I think
so he gained over almost 100,000, you know?
Yeah.
Like
and
extra
that's
people.
That's what the bullshit at Twitter going on with the algorithms.
So what he's doing is working. He moved faster than he did before, guys. Whether we like it or not.
Like for the most hated, like literally the most hated guy in crypto, I think he's earned that name now. Like they're going with it for the highest of stakes. Look at the people he's met, and just in the last couple months are debated with like the Bitcoin boys or the Peter Schiff. Like I don't see all these other guys, all these other founders from Cardano and whatever Solana and Polygon, Avalanche coming out here having these debates with why their blockchain's better or why crypto's wrecked or how things could be better.
Yeah.
Right? It's just a numbers game. And he's totally cool with the 80-20, right? If he gets into a room of 100,000 viewers, 80,000 might hate him, but he's going to bring in those 20. And how many people are those 20 going to bring in?
Yep. Right, but the 20, the thing about the 80% scream the loudest, so they reach out more people for him. So it's a win-win-win. Think about it.
What do you think, Famous? Haven't heard you in a bit, bro.
No,
Nothing. He doesn't
I'm just
think
listening. I'm listening. I'm just loving what Rich is doing, because this whole time he's just been like, excuse my language, but he's been fucking with us. He's just like, he's like,
maybe you.
He's like, yeah, I'll give you 2 tomatoes, and then he gives us a bag with 3 of them in it. It's like, and then we're like, but you said you were gonna give us 2.
Exactly. What's up, buddy?
You know, sometimes it's just I laugh because it's like, how are you mad? You got news that it's going to be even better than before, and it's cheaper.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I think Richard's the type of guy where if something comes up, it's like, well, you know, if we waited a few more days just to do this is going to result in this, and long term, it's going to be better for this.
And also on this dip, he's talking about it. There's dips that he never talked about. He just let it dip, and he was like, "You never heard from me." It was dipping. You know, I went from 19 to like, I think it was one of them was like 19 to like maybe 14. Didn't say nothing. It was like,
what do you mean? Didn't say anything about what?
It's just like sometimes when it drops.
Thank you, Wendy's.
Yeah, Wendy's had a good comment that we should read it.
He doesn't say anything. He lets it like roll.
Yeah, bring back the comment. Yeah.
But then now he's giving us emotion, right? And he's like, it's like, hey man, I feel like he's fucking with us. And the smart ones realize it because it's like, well, it doesn't affect me. It's like, I have nothing to do with it. I'm just gonna keep buying, Richard. Thanks, man. Like, thanks for fighting these guys out. Like, now I get it cheaper, you know? So he's just
people got to remember that about crypto, right? That's the one big thing I try to remember is that people get lucky. People do get lucky. Someone probably bought $500 worth of Hex day one, forgot about it, and then come back a year later or whatever. It's like, oh, look at this, and that's
like
why
90 million Hex for $500.
You know, ICO
right?
stages. Yeah. ICO stages was the same thing. It's like as if people are like, well, this is new. No, it's not gonna happen. You know, who does this? Dude, what do you mean? You weren't in 2017. Did you ever purchase an ICO? You took your money, sent it to someone, and waited. Mm-hmm. And then you have to wait for the point to do something. So it's
a horrible comparison, but I feel like when I read Richard's tweets, I feel like I'm just watching Donald Trump. Like, just
but he admitted, but he said
I'm like
wrong.
No, but it's true. But he said it, right?
Very funny.
Donald Trump, Mayweather, McGregor, right? And the Paul guys, right?
Jake Paul, yeah.
They do these things, and everybody watches them. He's like, so why would I change and not go do what they did that worked and they reached millions, right? Guys, he got over
Espo.
100,000 people in a few months. It's working, whether we like it or not.
Yeah,
But I feel like he's doing more than them. He's doing more than them. I feel he's
Oh,
more
for
like
sure.
Muhammad Ali.
Oh yeah,
Like
but
Muhammad Ali, like he's like explaining himself. He's putting emotions out there. He's there with the people. He's with us. He's streaming with us. He's tweeting with us. He's doing debates. He's taking his time. You know,
if Wendy's is still in the chat, if Wendy's is still in there, can you pull the comment up again, Dan, for a second?
yeah, it's great comment.
Because
Wendy's a great guy.
he's doing it for the interview.
If he gets Hexicans to admit they're expecting profit from the work of others, does that even matter? Like, who cares?
It would if he's using it for the debate tomorrow. Think about it, right?
Well, but we know there are people expecting profit from the work of others.
Yeah, but if he gets to get it on tweets and stuff and say, "Oh, you see, people hate you. They expect you." It's stuff and that. Isn't this a security, Richard?
Oh,
Isn't it security? You understand what I mean? Like the way he
Well,
thinks.
that's what I'm asking. Like, does it even matter though? Like, as from the security point of view.
Well, it would. It makes him look good for the documentary. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
It gives him bullet points to talk about. You know?
Yeah.
It doesn't. It won't affect us because at the end of the day, we all understand not to expect anything like that. But it's just ammo for him to use to Richard. You know? Your future.
Yeah.
Who famous? Who you hitting, bro?
He's outside right now.
By the way, did you guys see the girls that he had the stream with last
That was
time?
fantastic.
Are
It was
flying?
great.
Awesome.
They're like on
I'm
the
pretty
road
sure
trip
they're going to
in
be part of
Vegas.
the documentary.
That'd be great.
Like, I'm actually not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure. But based on what I'm reading, and if my intuition is right, they will be on the documentary.
Good.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I was screaming at these drunk girls just yelling and shit.
You never know. You never know what those women that he met. God, they're loud. They're loud, eh?
I just wish he would stream it tomorrow. I don't think he's gonna stream it tomorrow.
No,
would be nice.
Okay.
in the sun, bro.
So listen to this.
Crypto Show might have it.
I actually am getting tan, but what's it called? Sean is apparently going to Stockholm. So I told him I'm gonna call him on Telegram. Then he's gonna like do the FaceTime and I'm gonna stream it.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, just record the voice at least, you know, minimum.
Yeah.
No, he said he's going. He already paid his ticket and everything. So I'm like,
Awesome.
perfect. Let me know tomorrow. We were like brainstorming about it, like, should we do it on Twitter? And I was like, oh, let's just FaceTime it. Like, if it should be good. Like, just to see it at least. He definitely would be able to hear it if it's like in the stage area. But I'm excited.
Yeah, that'd be great. I would love to see it. I don't want to wait for the documentary to finally see it, you know?
I know.
And I think it's 2 p.m. for you guys. So us, it's 8 p.m. So I'm going to have no problem doing it.
I feel like we're cheating pay-per-view, right? Like we're like we got like one of those boxes that give you the fight for free.
Oh, you know,
the highest stakes.
I forget what you guys. When there was a UFC fight, I went on the X.com Discord and I was just streaming it. So yeah.
Hexzex, you want to say and your input anything at all?
Just jumping into the stream and stuff like that.
Welcome, buddy.
I think whether it's Eric or Erica Wall, they're already sacrificed for PulseChain or PulseX. I mean, I think that I saw that in a comment here on Twitter. So, you know, I think he's doing a double FUD. You know, I mean, it's attention. He's an attention whore. So
yeah,
I mean, not that there's anything wrong with it. He's doing his thing, right? I mean, so.
People have strategies, man. Some people's strategies is just flood everybody else out of their backs to buy, deeper.
He's a harmless troll.
Yeah.
Frosty, tell us about all your models that you keep posting. I love to see it, by the way. You're living your best life.
So here's an interesting thing I'm working on right now. So I got a phone call with some of the top designers, and I'll send you the link for this, you guys, in the private chat. But so we're talking about right now doing a fashion show in India. So I don't know if you guys talk to those guys in India all the time in the spaces.
Wow.
So they reached out. It's one of the top fashion shows in India, and then they're going to do one in Dubai, and then we're talking about doing the next one in Manta. So the visas to get between Ecuador and India is just online. So we're talking about bringing 12 models to a fashion show in India. So, and then we're doing one in Dubai and then one here in Ecuador. So we'll see.
Awesome, man. That's nice. Gold Key, what's up, buddy?
Yeah. So
Tap, you should MC that, man.
I'll send you that. Same with Famous, man. I'll send you both that link, bro.
Tap should be the MC for the fashion show. You go now, coming down the aisle. We got the beautiful.
I'm just smiling, guys, because I like, for me, it's like it's the little things that matter, right? The little like little things, and like this weekend, I don't know if you can see it. I got gifted this lighter, and it's like I freaked out. Like, look at this color.
Lighters.
Hex colors.
He was tweeting about it all day.
I tweeted it. I was like, "Yo, what are the chances that someone that someone gives me this and says, yeah, just take it?" I looked at it. I was like,
I was looking at a Rolex today, that exact same color. I was shopping around. Yeah, there's a sweet looking Rolex. Do I have the picture? I have the picture up on in my computer here. Do you have is there a way to screen share?
No, don't show it. Hex is
gonna don't show it. Okay.
Hex is gonna buy it. They're gonna buy it.
There's a Rolex with those same colors.
Show it.
In serio?
What's that? Yes. Tell me how to screen. I've never screen share. I'm not like.
I think you click on the middle button at the bottom.
Make sure you don't have any compromising stuff open.
Yeah. Make sure you see words in it. Hide your C words.
Oh wait. Share screen.
Give me that phrase, baby.
Yeah, hide my C words. Let me just go to
we're all friends
blank
here.
screen. Yeah, we're all friends.
That's the definition of hexagon is you got to pass to become a final hexagon. You got to share your seed phrase.
Yeah, right.
Don't worry. I don't do anything.
We're gonna test your pride.
Computer whatsoever.
Nada.
Not a thing. All right. So I got this screen there. Let's see.
Well, let's welcome back.
You'll like this thing here. Let me jump back.
Thank you. Had to put the kids to bed.
Same. I did the same thing.
Tucked away.
Screen,
Get the kids a little bit of liquor, and that's it.
Right on the gums, baby. A little bit of bourbon right on those gums.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. Let's do it.
Can you see it?
All right,
Dan.
Oh,
yes, I think Motley tweeted that a long time ago. Back then.
Bling bling.
I'll take it.
The rainbow.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all.
Isn't that nice?
Hold on. I'm on the website. I'm gonna buy it right now, guys. Sorry, I'm gonna dip
it. Somebody send me the link.
Don't buy the one on eBay. Can't be trusted.
I apologize.
Source, so stay away from eBay.
Guys, as long as you're not selling, you can do what you want. Just don't sell.
Too late.
To buy your Rolex.
Pull a maxi, put it at premium.
I took a little profit.
Actually, that's why. Well, that's
so
exactly.
It was what it was.
That's sweet, man. That's beautiful, man.
That is a fucking Rolex, actually.
That's a nice
Rolex. I'm not all to the diamonds and stuff, but that was nice.
Yeah. Did you guys see that jewelry Aaron makes on Twitter? I met Aaron when I was in London. Aaron B. He's got his Twitter handles like the PulseChain logo. He's got some pretty sweet jewelry, Pulse jewelry, Hex jewelry he makes.
Yeah, he's in the UK.
He's a good dude. He's a good dude. Yeah, Aaron, I love that guy. Love him. He's the best. Oh crap. So the debate's tomorrow. What's that 2:00 Sweden time, whatever time zone they're in?
No, your time.
Eastern time?
I think he's at 8 o'clock Eastern, right? I think.
No, 8 o'clock Stockholm. 8 p.m.
Okay.
Stockholm.
Okay.
So I wonder how that it's interesting to me that they're going to meet up together to do a live debate.
Yeah,
Rich, it's kind of.
Well, he did. Remember, he did say that. Remember in his last stream, he said, "Hey guys, I'm gonna have a lot of people that's gonna be debating me on the documentary. Please be kind to them. These are actually good friends of mine behind the scenes. We just think differently. So just respect them. Don't troll them. Don't do this. Don't do that." Yep. They took on their initiative to join the documentary to just combat with me live. You know, stuff like that. So guys, yeah. So regardless of what happens tomorrow, don't go out there and because Eric tries to destroy Hex in front of everyone. Don't hate on the guy for doing what Richard Hart's welcome him to do. Let's appreciate that he actually willing to step up to create something that will make us better and the documentary better for everyone. So that takes balls to do. That's not easy,
Please don't threaten nobody.
Yeah, don't threaten. Don't shoot you. I'm gonna talk you. Yeah, none of that shit, man.
I'm gonna say though,
don't threaten them to go to a TGI Friday and it be closed because apparently you go to jail for that.
Mm-hmm.
Jail?
What you saying? What?
No, I was saying honestly, I've never seen a better community than the Hex community and how much they support Richard Hart. Like everywhere you see when people are asking, any influencers who I should speak to. All of the comments are filled with Richard Hart, and it's amazing that a lot of people have his back. Actually, it's beautiful to see.
Just the engagement. I think Marco. I think you and me were in a thread like a week ago, and some guy was chirping us to hell with I think he was the one who said he was getting abused.
Oh yeah.
And he posted the thing, and like there was no actual abuse to speak of, and he had like 70, 80,000 followers, and he's getting like no engagement on any of his stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Just because he got like that many followers, don't mean it's real, guys. Right?
No,
a lot of it's paid.
We get more engagement than anybody.
Yeah.
There's people that get a lot, but we do get a lot. Just
most average Hexagons get more clicks, views, engagement, comments than people that have 50,000 plus. No question about it.
Easy.
Absolutely.
And we're not even trying. We're just talking.
Eric has not learned something. I don't think.
Yeah. I think honestly, behind the scenes, I think Eric is playing a big role in a lot of things. He's not stupid, man. Guys, he's not stupid.
Yeah.
He doesn't mind playing the stupid role. He does not mind playing the troll role. It's just who Eric is. I seen Eric for almost a year, almost 2 years now, right? Maybe a little longer than that, right? He does this not only to Hexagons, he does this to every community, and he knows his shit. Like he really knows his shit. He just likes to play this dumb person online, and he gets engagement that way. But he's very smart.
Very serious question though. Why is he a girl on?
He does that. Oh, okay. So there's one point where there was this Asian girl that
question his identity.
Yeah, right.
I'm just wondering.
He can be whatever he wants to be.
Dan, get her out of here now. We don't know this
So
shit.
simple story why he did that, right? There was this Asian girl that came out with an NFT, and all she had to do was just take pictures of herself, right? Modeling, no nudity, just regular modeling. And a lot of people like hell for it, right? So he was like, "This is disgusting. This is like retarded. What people are willing to do in crypto." He's like, "Watch this. I bet." He made a bet with a lot of people. He's like, "I bet I can make myself into a female and get way more traction than I do as a male." And everybody was like, "No, that's not true. Blah blah. Should work hard for it." And he did. And instantly, man, people started flooding his DMs and trying to be nice to him and trying to even people that I think there was one post where somebody tried to offer him some type of incentive to like promote one of their coins, but as a girl version of him, they was willing to give it to him for free. You see the difference, right? So that's why he does this now once in a while, is just to get engagement, to show people like, look, if I be the female version of myself, everybody's nice to me and stuff like that. No, nothing to females, but he does this for trolling now, just to prove that men will simp for anything,
He's a good-looking girl.
It works. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, he's kind of hot. He's kind of hot, man.
He's very.
Well, guys,
Get him out of here with that comment.
Hey, if he has a sister, man,
His sister's a mister.
I know, right? Oh, right. What's up, Dan? You don't talk, man. I need you to talk, bro.
What's up? Nothing. I was watching the baby, so I couldn't talk much. How you guys doing?
What you think about everything, bro?
I'm just excited for PulseChain, and the dip doesn't really bother me much because of PulseChain, really. And just I guess I trust the code, and just my money's stake, most of it. So I'm just chilling.
Awesome, man. Glad to hear, bro.
Yeah. Can't wait to be rich, man. What can I say?
It all starts here. You're rich here, you'll be rich everywhere.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm just most excited about not having to, go to a 9 to 5 eventually. I get to spend time with my family, see my parents. They're in Romania right now, so I barely see them. So yeah, soon.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great, man. Awesome.
You will, man. Focus on it. You'll get it. Do it. It's
How do you like?
man.
How do you like Colombia?
You asking me? I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. You're the only one in Colombia.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anybody else. You never know nowadays with Hexagons that we're everywhere. Like you walk and you meet a Hexagon. Like we have met so many Hexagons here. It's crazy. Only because we wear, well, a bit more than me, that he wears Hex everywhere. Colombia is great. It's sad to see though, because the people, it breaks my heart to see that the poor people are the ones who are still wearing a mask, still following the rules. Obviously still working a 9 to 5 job, but it's interesting to see for sure. It has opened my eyes in a lot of ways because my country is a third world country, but the people have a little more than they have here. More opportunities, more people helping them. Obviously, it's a smaller country, so it's easier to manage than Medellin. But yeah, it's been a little heartbreaking to see how many people are actually on the streets trying to get a job. But what can you do, right? Unless the top changes, nothing will change.
And we got
Yeah.
monkeypox coming now too.
Oh jeez.
Oh gosh, what is
Hey,
that
James,
about
buddy.
now?
Yeah, Tap, have you not seen this shit yet?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Monkey, what's it called?
Monkeypox.
Oh, monkeypox.
Monkeypox.
Yeah.
Monkeypox. Yeah.
Yeah,
Monkeypox.
Monkeypox.
Okay,
no, that's the
someone
Mew
said something about it, but I
Mew.
was out doing something, so I didn't really see what was going on.
It's because of the ape coin, man. It's because of ape coin.
Just roll out
You
the
see that thing
aliens, you know?
with Bill Gates, where he said, I don't know, I'm sure if it was a video that was recently, but he's saying that him and the people that he works with and stuff like that, they're doing different tests for the next outbreak and all that stuff. He goes, we've been doing tests where hypothetical, and he was smiling, happy about saying this. What if somebody releases smallpox in all the airports or something like that, and that'd be the biggest thing? And he was so happy talking about that, like, yo, this guy's a psycho, man. Like how that brings you joy and smiles in your face when you say stuff like that, right? Like that tickles your balls. Excuse my language. Like that's scary, man. When you have these
It's
people.
only scary for the people who fall for it, right? Because
Yeah.
people who don't fall for it and they understand what's up and the agenda, they can say whatever they want, all they want. You just turn that TV off until, seriously, that's all I do. I'm not blocking, but I'm muting every single person who is actually just posting negative stuff, because I'm like, if you did not learn from the speech 2 years ago, you're not going to learn now.
Yeah.
So
No.
leave us alone.
Yeah.
And that's it. Do what you got to do.
Go to the beach.
Hey Dan, does this room have
Exactly.
limits in chats?
Yeah, I think the limit's 10 for the room.
I think GSE was trying to join. Okay.
We get big chats in here now. Holy.
We should be good
GRC
now.
wants to join.
We should be good now.
We were just three of us.
Yeah,
like,
DRC, come on if you want to join.
Hey, Jim Rat, try to join again if you can.
Oh, Jim Rat.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, I said it episodes ago, right? Little by little, guys. You guys gonna join. People want to recognize it. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be the worst damn show ever.
I want it to be more.
The worst damn crypto show.
We're going to
You're pretty
we're going to
popular.
this exclusive feel. You know what I mean? Like we want to be
Yeah.
exclusive.
It's like that bar that's so hidden in the most abnormal spot.
This is the bar.
You feel like you're about to get raped down an alley, and then it's like it's the hottest bar, right? Like one of those things. Hey, what's up, sexy?
I said
What's
to the
up,
chat.
GRC?
Jim Rat, what happened?
How many push-ups you did before the stream, bro? You're looking pumped.
Jim Rat, I cut mine too. Can you hear us?
Guy looks fucking younger and younger every time you see him.
He's on mute.
Every time he buys a dip, he gets younger.
He gets younger.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. He actually looks older like that.
GRC, you're
Yeah,
muted.
He's still muted, buddy.
He actually looks older. He looks
Check
older, man.
you might check the settings gear box. You might have to approve your microphone.
Did you plug it in?
Yeah, because it's
yeah.
a platform that nobody likes.
Yeah, trust me, restream. Everybody goes through this.
Yeah, just make sure you plug
Oh, no,
that.
he goes through this every day. He like never learned.
It's Sam. Call Sam.
This is not the first time. This is all the time.
It's so funny.
I enter the green room. He starts talking. I'm like, dude, you're muted.
Bullish be playing him every day.
Can't hear you, bro. What? No, what? I saw
Where's the
what?
caption?
What?
Where's the caption?
Can you hear me now?
Try if you click on the
flexing?
settings, make sure
Try
your
flexing.
microphone is selected, make sure your camera's selected.
Make sure it's
your camera
plugged
is
in.
selected.
Make sure it's plugged in.
What's the
F5.
audio? Look at
F5.
defaults.
Check the button on the mic.
Is the button red?
No.
On the mic.
No.
Computer hard. Nothing.
Yeah, I know, man.
Nope.
Did you press the mute button on the mic?
I think you're right.
How about your microphone? Check your microphone. Is it
Good
muted
thing you got Sam.
on the
man.
mic on the microphone?
Let me go ahead and give Jim Rat Crypto a shout out. Went on a little jog today. I ain't feel like it, but I saw him tweet. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go on a little jog.
Nice.
Feeling good.
That's what's
Did
up.
you smack the devil's lettuce right after it?
Between, during, maybe.
He was like,
Marco, no, he said it was 2 weeks ago. I was like, God bless Tap, man. Jim Rat and Sam are doing this amazing fitness challenge for the crypto community. Tap posting, going for a jog. He's like, yeah, man, get healthy. And then just lights a split up right at the end of it.
yeah,
I'm like,
man. Hey, really? When he probably got hired
I just
before after
finished my
that.
jog. I just
Better
finished
than
my
me.
jog.
His lungs
Oh, I
got
know.
opened up,
There
you know.
go.
I light one up before the workout and
And
after.
the munchies kicking right after it.
Hey, Jim, if it doesn't work, try a different browser too. That happened to me the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Instead
make
of
sure you have
Google
nothing else in
Chrome,
the
try
background
like
using your mic.
something else. Yeah.
He's like, you're playing.
He's like, fuck it.
No, I swear to God, I'm not even joking with you, dude. Like, it happened to me.
I'm gonna get a beer too.
I'll try mouth this
So
works.
two things, right? Try a different browser if you can hear me. Or once again, if you go to the settings in the gear box, you got to make sure you're selecting your audio and your video.
Yeah, so the audio is input.
Yeah.
And
input
and sometimes
Do
you might
live
even
tech
have to
support
go in
here
your
on the worst
settings.
damn crypto show.
Share the screen.
I remember when Motley came
worst
on.
microphone.
You guys are on Restream. This is the worst crypto show.
Nope.
We sent him the link. Like I told you, man, we are the worst.
Famous likes
At least we're the best at something, right?
Yeah, that's true. We are. We're getting
We're all
better.
winging it.
We've got
Also, guys, since we're on this topic, don't forget to hit Yorita_Hex to subscribe as well. I am willing and would really like to have some, streams as well for my people to just be more relatable, because obviously if it's
We'll
just
share
me,
your link
then
in the chat.
yeah, I should actually do that. Smart.
Yeah.
I'm still a rookie. I'm still learning
take your time.
everything.
All right, sooner or later you'll be better at EBIT doing this.
I know. I tell him all the time.
Guy
I'm like,
sleeps
I'm
this shit
getting trained by you.
24/7. I love 8-bit, man. Love that guy, man.
Here we go.
Your energy.
Thank you, guys.
I have that, but I don't have the actual link. But yeah,
I'm gonna send the link to you right now.
they should be able to find you through that, right?
Yeah, they should.
just-
The Twitter handle.
Everything, it's Yori Hex. My identity now, it's Yori Hex.
You should put
Yeah,
it in
Jim,
also
unplug
your
it,
Twitter.
plug it back in.
In your Twitter too. Put it as a link.
On, yeah, you are right. See, thank you, guys. You are the
Or even
best.
make a link tree if you want.
At
link
Yori_Hex.
That's a good idea.
Yes. Yes, I'm actually in progress of making the link tree because it's so much easier for people to find you.
Linktree, is that like all my
Tree?
links or something?
Yeah, it's basically just one website where you can have every single of your social media or every single thing you want to know.
Oh, tap.
So seriously, good clicks.
That's
My girl
funny,
already
man.
has more views
Jim
than
Rat's
me.
reading
Yes.
that comment right now. It's like, really?
That's funny.
Hey,
Link,
Bill, had to walk so Yori can run.
Hey,
Because
Jim
you're not
Rat,
shaving
if
your
you're
legs.
still having
like that.
issues, just do what most tech support tells people. Just restart.
Yeah, just restart there.
Honestly, it's probably the browser.
Dan, are you sure you're playing your trick? Are you
Okay,
muted?
because when I
I
onboarded
know.
my friend,
We're not playing
I
games.
heard
Like
the
he's really
Twitter
muted.
see all these likes like it was nothing. I felt that.
Tap, you're talking about going for a run. I got my I ordered a set of dumbbells for the house, so when I'm not at the gym or something, I got stuff if I don't feel like moving. And I feel sorry for the FedEx guy because
Oh yeah.
he had to drop off like 160 pounds worth. He's
God
probably
damn.
like,
Oh, I don't have all that. I got something simple like this.
there you go, bro.
Oh yeah.
That's all you need. I mean,
Bust out some sets, man. Let's see it.
Yeah, I picked up the Bowflex dial dumbbells.
okay.
Oh man, I fucking love those things, man. Just dial in the type of weight you want and just lift it up. That's it.
No,
You're sweet.
Here you go.
GRC and Sam, they've got me. I mean, I started doing this like 2 weeks before, like they went with the whole crypto fitness challenge. So
Yeah.
it's really been a good kick in the ass. Just help push it that much farther.
I hope
It's-
some of the stuff makes it into the documentary about what the community is doing,
That'd be great.
Really,
because it's so undervalued. It's like, oh look,
Right.
you guys are all the Teeter Richard Hart. It's like, look at these people changing their lives here. They're trying to get
Yeah.
healthier and
we're changing the lives of others.
Yeah,
you know?
pushing people along to get better, get healthier. Education for people, just being there
Right.
for each other. Like, look at
Yeah.
it's amazing how many Hexicans actually confide in the community on Twitter, like even
Yeah.
with personal problems.
Hex allows us to do that, but it's us that makes it happen. That's the beauty
Yeah.
of the community that does it. Hex doesn't do it. A lot of people think, oh, because of Hex.
Oh, I hear
Hex
GRC.
allows-
There he is.
Never change the
Welcome.
setting. Never switch the setting.
You
The
see,
rat has
you
entered
restart,
the
man.
building.
What'd you
Never
do?
switch the setting.
You just left and came back?
Just left and came back.
That's right.
Excellent.
Jim Rad, I
Welcome.
thought you were dead at night times. You said.
It's always the best.
Nowadays, my anxiety's ramping up, so I stay up until the. Well, now I'm on crypto time, so like I'd be like researching and shit until like the middle of the night. I don't give a fuck anymore, dude. Whatever.
Well, it's awesome to have you on, man.
Listen,
I'm
Jim,
on,
you're meant
man.
to be
Hey,
on
dude,
European
this is
time.
my hour,
You're
man.
meant to be on European time, man. Just come on over, man. You need to come to Europe. Cheers.
Everybody, cheers! Who has a
Frosty,
drink?
you're sideways. There you go.
Everybody got low carb beer.
Cheers.
I got water and creatine.
I have a
Watch
joint.
those
That
carbs.
helps.
This is something that a lot of people don't have in the States. It's called a mini beer.
Oh no, I know.
I thought that. I
Superbug,
swear to
bro.
God, I
Bro,
thought that said
I know
super
about
cock for a
Superbug.
minute.
I was about to say, what is going
The
on?
big,
Wait,
the little pee.
Okay.
Super cock mini.
It's for the
Bringing me
super
back,
big
famous.
cock. You know, it's a super big
Bringing me
cock.
back, famous.
This is
Super
hilarious.
Bach.
Yeah, dude.
How you say it, Bach?
Dude, it's like
Super cock.
50 cents.
Super buck. Super
50
buck.
cents.
Yeah, dude, it's great.
This is technically an imperial. It's a mini beer. It's 250 milliliters, but you like buy
Great.
30 of them.
Hey,
for
man.
each
What's
beer.
up, bro?
Look at that.
Let's go.
How's that,
Everybody.
baby?
You.
Welcome to the worst damn crypto show.
By now, I'm just the water boy. I'm just bringing the water. That's all I'm doing.
Thank you.
How's it going, guys?
What's
I'm
up,
a
buddy?
water boy.
Man,
I'm a
chilling.
water
We have
boy.
a pretty cool stream here going on, I have to say. But even though it was hard to log into here, what are you using? Restream?
Yep.
We use the shittiest.
Hey, it's called retry.
No, but listen, guys.
Yeah, retry.
I challenge
Just don't
everyone
get in the
to
first
use it.
Retry.
I challenge everyone to
But
use
a
it.
crypto show for a reason, right?
Well, the thing
Yes,
is that
yes.
what's cool about it is that it
Yes.
allows you
Yeah,
to
you see
restream
that?
on another channel. It allows you to restream on
that
the other
11
channel.
million
So
hex.
everyone should be doing it. Everybody should be on restream. So like that, we could put it on my channel, on Marco's channel, on your channel, on Yuri's channel, on
That'd be
Hex's
dope.
channel, on
I should have
Primat's
done that.
channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, when you sign in, it gives you the option if you want to
the option.
rebroadcast.
I would really suggest everyone takes that option when you come on. It's like, why not, man? It's like, it's just
We
more-
like
it's more for
having the
everyone.
worst settings possible, so we know that when we invite somebody on, they really have to work for it.
It's an
They have to
IQ
go
test,
over the
guys. It's an
bullshit.
IQ test.
Exactly. We talk about
No,
this. We go, I want the shittiest. We want the shittiest software. So when people come on, they go like, oh fuck, how do I figure this out?
Hey, Jim Rat, you
Yeah,
passed.
that's extreme. Jim Rat passed for sure.
That's right. What I
Frosty's
passed?
failing right now. He's
I have to
failing.
change
Frosty's
something, so
failing.
maybe we'll look into restream as well.
What did I pass?
And you have to figure out what channel is on because there's like 10 different channels streaming.
Bro,
I
true
hear
story.
that
The
somebody
second time I
was
joined
asking-
this show, like, you know, I got a pretty good setup over here, and it would not work for like a good 40 minutes into the stream. I literally like turned off the camera, went behind my computer, started rewiring every fucking thing. It was just like all I had to do was try a different browser for one day and it worked. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
we sent you some malware in the link before that goes through, and you had to do a bunch of shit. So you
good
passed.
look at that.
Hey guys, somebody was asking what are we doing in Colombia right now? We cannot stream from our house. That's why we always have to stream from Hex Lion's house, and this is exactly what we're doing. Right now we are discussing the future of Hex marketing, of the million pulsers. So I will have to jump off again. You guys continue with the stream. I'm definitely will be in the chat and listening. And I want to say,
tell
hey,
Patrick
to
I said hello
Frosty,
before
good
you
to
go.
be with you on the stream finally.
Who?
Frosty.
Hi, Frosty.
Frosty, yeah.
We connected already last week and wanted to meet, but it didn't work out, unfortunately. But it will definitely in a couple of weeks. I mean, we are all staked for 15.2 years, so we will definitely meet some point.
He's at 50.2. I love it.
See you guys.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah,
All right,
Brian,
dude.
thanks for coming on.
You want to give me?
I was gonna ask him about the million
Hey,
post
somebody
tour.
has a question, baby. And he's right here.
There was a question.
I was gonna ask you about the million post tour
Alright.
because I saw that I think you had put in the chat that you guys are gonna be charging now, and I think that's what Richard Hart had suggested for you guys to do.
Exactly. I
To see how it
did
goes.
not want to listen for such a long time, and we want to do everything for free. Like education must be for free. It's a beautiful idea, but at the end, Richard Hart and also the multi investor Yashdeep, they were right. Like we have to take money now. We have to take tickets so people value what we are doing, and also we
Exactly.
just have cash flow for the next event already. So it
Exactly.
will make a lot of things easier. And right now, and we have an amazing deal going on because you can buy a ticket for $50 right now, and this will grant you a ticket for a city of your choice. And then later on, the tickets will be much higher, at least $75. Probably when everything is working out, Patrick just told me we'll bump it up to $100 because it's an amazing event. We are talking about Hex, about Pulse, about PulseX. We're talking about DeFi in general. And then at the end, we will give away 1 million Pulse and also Hex at every single event.
And that's an all-day event, right?
Exactly. It's like an
So-
8-hour event.
There you go. So I mean, dollar cost averaging, bro.
Exactly.
But think about it. And a lot of these type of events, right? A lot of people, they got to pay just for like a day or two. They got to pay 500, 1,000, 3,000, 600 for these type of conferences type of things, right? And the basically, and most of it is bullshit, right? So what Abe and these guys are doing to charge people this time around, I'm all for it, 100,000%. Like they should, because when people pay for things, they value it more. Like think about it, this people that usually do workouts at home, they cheat, they slack off. But people are paying for membership, especially like those higher end, like what's the expensive gym? Starts with an E, I think.
Oh yeah, Equinox.
Equinox, right?
Yeah.
People go to Equinox, pay like what is it, a couple of $100s a month. They're going, right?
Oh,
like
yeah.
they're not bullshitting somebody who's paying $20 a month, right? They're going, but they have no choice. So when you pay $100 for a ticket to watch these gentlemen speak and stuff like that, let's believe they're gonna pay attention. So
right.
And also
More
something that we learned from the last tour is like everything was for free, and we asked the people to RSVP. So the people RSVP'd, but they didn't attend then later on, But now if you RSVP, if you pay for a ticket, you'll probably come as well. And this just makes it so much easier for us to find the right venue. How big does it have to be? How many seats do you have to have? And this just solves this problem for sure.
I agree. Do it, man.
All right, guys, so thanks for having me on here. I just jumped on, I guess. Go to ksb.tv if you want to support the Million Puts. So we need two things. We need funding, and also we need the Hexicans on the ground setting up equipment and speaking at the event. So if you want to do something like this and support Hex Puts and PulseX, you want to be on the Million Puts. So guys.
Hey, put the link in the tweet. I mean, in the chat.
I want to be in the Million Pulse tour.
Let's host it.
Thank
you. Tap will give a speech.
Yep. I was actually at the Miami meetup. That was dope. I had a good time. So
yeah, I've been to a couple of them, man. It's beautiful, man.
Nice.
It's so cool, man. And not only that, right? It's cool to see all the new people. When we see these gentlemen that we talk to all the time up on stage, talking to strangers, trying to get them in, it's just something inside of me that looks at it. I get extremely proud of them and why I chose to be a part of this community. When you see them live, up there doing their thing, like that's why every time I see A-Bit, I respect the guy like no other, man, because if you know his story where he was 2 years ago to now and how he did things, like it's incredible, guys. Like if you understand his story, like it's the truth. And when he was up there speaking to these people, sharing his vision, all that stuff, like it's powerful, man, especially when you see it in person. So hats off to these guys.
What A-Bit mentioned as well, that we for this tour is going to be structured a little different. So actually we need a lot of Hexicans who are willing to teach and share their story with people, because everybody has a very inspiring story, like almost everybody has the same type of story.
Yeah.
Where the typical, you worked 9 to 5, not happy, not figuring out who you are and having it free. But the most important, which I think it's very relatable to me because I just finished school, and I think a lot of students need help, especially with paying their loans.
Yes.
We are targeting universities, so we will be actually going to universities for each tour, or each workshop, and I think that's an amazing idea.
Oh yeah, awesome! I love it.
We need it. The university kids need it. We ain't got no.
Black Hex is gonna hit me up a couple of times on the side about if I wanted to represent for the East Coast, for like New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. So I'm trying to speak to a couple of I have no question that we'll be doing it. I got a lot of free time on my time now, so I'm trying to talk to some buddies of mine and maybe reach out to Wheels and a couple of people to see if they want to like host something, to do it together. But yeah, it's a no-brainer. Like if you could do it, guys, do it.
Yeah, because we need emotionally stable people. Like we need people
emotionally stable.
Seriously.
I love that.
We'll get Bree. I'll call Bree. She can come do it.
Oh, you retard.
Oh, jeez.
Gym rat's out.
Actually, A-Bit really likes Gym Rat, so I'm pretty sure he wants to convince him to come and teach.
I would love to.
Ah, yeah, dude.
It would be amazing.
Imagine being one of those conferences and like you're like, oh, sounding proud about Hex and all that. The price starts dipping live. You're like, who's the fucking OGs? They're dumping on us in front of the crowd. Like that'd be crazy, bro. Like not emotional people. They got to be sane to do it. That'd be great.
Well, it's funny too, because what do you hope to achieve by screaming that from the rooftops?
So then don't let it go then.
These people are selling.
I'm gonna fucking go on.
What's gonna happen? They're gonna sell if they want to sell. You can't stop it.
Yeah, you can't stop it, man. It is.
Like this is the whole point of this.
I thought Hex was a scam, and you couldn't even sell it.
Exactly.
Dude, I remember that tweet I had.
You couldn't sell it.
Yeah, that's why I say if you can't sell Hex, why does the price go down? And then I had people come in like, "Oh, you fucking idiot! You can sell it." Blah blah blah. You know what the hell you're talking about? Like, bro, chill out. I'm joking.
I got something saved from today from Deck Screener. Someone at like 4:40 in the morning sold 16.9 million hex.
Oh,
You printed something out, bro?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was looking at
Still
it.
He's like, how dare he? I'm gonna print this out. Put it in my shame folder.
hey, yeah, put it in the mail. Put it in the mail they send out a picture of it.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
should.
From Richard. I mean, like, you can sell Hex. Look at this.
Yo,
Some guy dumped 60
Morgan, that's
million.
smart, right? What we should do is every time Hex Whale like does one of the big sales, like $1 million sale type of thing,
Yeah.
print it out, start printing it, like send it to mail to these haters, you know? That'd be funny.
Well, I did it the one time with one of the Maxis. I think it was before the shift debate. And they were being like, you can't even sell you can't even sell the thing. So I went on Uniswap and looked at swapping $1 million worth of Hex for USDC, and the slippage was like 2% or something. And you just show them that stuff, and they don't even. They're like, yeah, whatever. They laugh or something.
Yeah,
That's what they do, man. They
nothing.
sound proud, and then when you prove them wrong, they're like, yeah, it doesn't matter, man. It's not important. Why tweet about it? Right?
Well, this is the thing I don't get is people start dumping now, which is like the accumulation phase. We're in a bear market. I mean, like I always tell people like it's never wrong to take a profit.
Yeah, of course. 100%.
Smart economics would tell you, I mean, I've done this repeatedly is like if I've gotten into an investment and it grows to a certain point, I'm going to take my initial capital investment out.
Yeah,
it's like a no-brainer.
Amen.
I mean, and then I'm playing with
house money.
House money, right? Exactly. And then I'm sitting back during times like this, just kind of, like chilling. And the other thing is the fact that I have enough dry powder so that when things get really, I don't think we're there yet, but we're getting there. I can execute. I call it the pineapple trade. Here, wait. Here we go. There it is. Pineapple trade.
I love pineapples, man.
Yeah, you can see it on my
100% right, bro.
On my Twitter.
100% right.
But
I know a lot of people that they're sitting in 100, 200, 300K, $500,000 right now waiting for the.
There's buy orders at 5 cents. Wasn't there a big buy wall down there months ago when, like, originally when we had after the PulseX, or maybe it was the PulseX around there? I think there were tons of orders sitting down around 5 cents waiting to get filled, and the price never dipped that far. But we might go that far this time.
Well, yeah. Learn how to set limits, order limits. That's important.
Dude, you gotta take your fucking money off the table, man. Like, what the fuck? If you're not taking money off the table and taking your profit, what the fuck are you doing in this industry?
Yeah,
right.
Any industry, right? Like yeah. And like people, like for the people that are like bought the top of the ones that are crying, or maybe I shouldn't say crying, but are upset the most about this dip. At some point, you're going to be selling in the future.
And somebody right behind you is doing the same thing. Yep.
The whole point of Hex is you set these staking ladders up for you to scrape off the inflation over time, and you treat it as it's supposed to be treated. That's the whole point of this whole thing. So with PulseChain, PulseX,
are you really gonna put money into this fucking thing and never take fucking money off the table? You're gonna put it in there for fucking 15 years and like, no, I'm a fucking maxi. I ain't taking fucking shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck is the matter with you? Take your fucking money off the table. Let the fucking house money ride. If you don't, no offense, you're a fucking idiot. Like, what the hell's the matter with you? Like,
thank you, Frosty.
Excuse me. Price does not matter. Yield does not matter. I'm just in this to be in this.
I'm in this for the fucking technology. Okay, we're all
like the Boy Scouts. I got my badge, the badge of a holder. It's just guys. Okay.
I'm gonna put my money in and never take it off the fucking table. Like, what?
I'm in it for the technology. I have 8 laptops upstairs waiting for the launch of PulseChain, and I've got a strategy behind those 8 laptops.
A lot of new wallets, different computers and stuff. Yeah.
I got 300.
Like, everybody's gonna be real, and we're never gonna take fucking money off the table.
You have to take money off.
You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot.
You're gonna have to take money off. You should
especially when you experience the type of gains you can experience with Hex. Like, people have been possibly holding on these bags for a year or 2 years. So, yeah, at some point, they're going to look at their bag and be like, all right, I'm going to sell. Now, some people are selling maybe too much of their bag. That's a whole different story. But at some point, you're supposed to sell, period.
You know what tweets I love seeing? When you see, like, somebody just sold, like, $1 million, $2 million worth of Hex, right? Like USD value-wise. Oh, when you look at the stake that ended, it was like 700 days, 800 days. Like, these people waited almost 3 years for the stake to end.
Exactly.
Bravo. Sell if you want. Why? Because you deserve it.
Yeah, you did what you said you're gonna
committed.
do.
You
did what you said you were going to do.
Exactly. Enjoy the profits because you know what? Congratulations. That's the story. You could tell the next 100 people, hey, I did this. A year later, look what I made, guys. So now if somebody who goes and it's just nothing but liquid the whole time they sell, hey, that's on you, right? Like that's your choice, right? But people who actually
the founder
use
really
the
literally says we're in this to make money.
Yeah.
That's the whole purpose. He comes
Absolutely.
out, Richard Hart comes and says, what matters more than price point? Nothing. Okay.
Yep.
So at some point you got to use your brain. I put X amount of dollars in 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, whatever the number is, 1,500, 500. Take your $500 off the table. Take your $1,500 off the table and play with fucking house money. Like what the fuck? Like, why do people have to be a bad person about having this fucking conversation?
Yeah.
Like, why do you have to be discriminated? Why do you have to be put down about talking about this exact thing Richard fucking says?
You know why, Frosty? Because they wanted to dump their whole bag before you did. That's why. That's what it is. You know? And the thing is this, right? A lot of people, and guys, this is one thing I want us to just recognize, right? So a lot of us been in multiple dips and bears of hex, right? We've seen the conversations, right? We've seen the hypes, then the fear, then the depression, then the anger, and the resentment. We've seen these trends, right? We've seen the people who do nothing but FUD, and cause chaos and stuff like that when we're in the bear. But when we're popping off again, they act like they've never done it before. Don't forget those faces. Don't forget these people. These are people that drama said they do this every single time, right? So don't forget that stuff. They're gonna keep on doing this over and over and over. So don't get caught with the bullshit. Don't get caught with their little schemes to FUD you out of your bags. Like this is what they do. Don't fall for it.
I've said it and I'll say it again. It's just like watching women fight and like just argue. It's so unattractive, and it's like, oh, like, here we go.
I don't know.
Again.
Watching women fight's pretty attractive to me. I gotta give you a quick.
Well, not the type of woman I've been
Not
seeing
fight. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what I mean? Just gossiping and like, you're just sitting and.
It gets annoying, man. Like that's why, like, I don't know if you've seen the video I made like last week or whatever. I was tired of the drama, and I even personally, at one point I didn't want to do it, but then I was like, you know what, enough is enough. I reached out even to Joker. I'm like, dude, let's just squash this bullshit. Let's fix this relationship. We got bigger plans. We could do a lot better together than separate. Like the community needs us, and all the people need to see this, and all the people need to follow suit. Like no more drama, no more bullshit. Let's get this out of our way and let's focus. So it's very important that, especially now more than ever. Yeah.
Focus on moving forward. Yeah. Focus on expanding. Focus on changing people's fucking lives. Focus on fucking the best thing. Honestly, the best thing that's in this fucking community. Frosty, all of us in this room, man.
Hey,
all of us.
Frosty, your mic sounds like
unplug and replug it.
Like those candies, the poppers. Like,
yeah.
You're making Canada look
bad. There's static coming back.
We're having technical issues.
Bullish is having his wheels only moment.
What did Richard say in the stream last week about not like short-term memory or whatever? Like when it comes to I can't remember when they were talking about relationships or whatever, but he's like, if whatever's in the past, just fucking move on. You got to keep going. Yeah. Which is everyone can apply that to anything, right? Yeah. It's like with the selling, they sold. Okay, how does that affect anything going forward? It doesn't. Yeah.
People don't understand that being in the past actually gives you depression, and living in the future gives you anxiety, and very easily solved. Just be in the present, and as much as you can, obviously, be aware of what's happening in the near future. But
absolutely.
Try to not give yourself all of these negative emotions that we, bear with us.
I love you.
And beers are cool, man. It's a nice cleansing, right? Like fix relationships, fix your ego, learn, find a hobby, get better at something. So when things are popping off, you're not gonna have time to do all those things later on. Get it done now, right? Get yourself distracted.
Humble yourself.
Just be yourself. Be yourself.
That's the hardest part to be, I guess, huh?
Yeah, sometimes.
Unfortunately, the world has taught a lot of people to come up with this fake facade online, and people forget there's a real world out there, and that people can't even function out in the real world because they're so used to being online. It's a very weird dynamic I'm seeing these days.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
Not for the Hexicans.
Not for the Hexicans.
Yep.
We're stronger than ever. Literally.
We will be once we come out of this bullshit, I think. After the next after the
But
next
we
couple
keep
of
getting
weeks.
better and every day, so it's a no-brainer. It's gonna happen. We're gonna get
Well,
stronger.
that's what I mean. Like when you see more and more FUD coming and more shit throwing coming, that's when you know you're making a dent. Because like I said earlier about Richard going on these bigger platforms, he's getting guests with bigger and bigger people all the time, and he's just gonna become more and more noticeable. And there's gonna be more and more fecal matter thrown at us as a community. But like you said, we're gonna keep onboarding, doing our thing, growing stronger. So it may look bad. People are gonna get noise. Things may be noisy for a little bit, but we're in the right spot. We're in the driver's seat. We know where we're going.
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, the people who are all antsy and upset and got Twitter fingers all over the place is because of the fact they're not doing it. They're not building anything. They're not doing anything.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, I'm trying to figure out, in my decrepit old age, how to design a website and get a website launched.
Awesome,
for
buddy.
A new project that I have. If you guys see me online now or on my Twitter, the Prosperity Project is something I'm launching off, but I'm getting all the stuff set up for that. And, it's going to be YouTube streaming soon, and to help other people, because like Johnny Chaos has said to me and, pointed out a couple of times is the fact that, like, for me, I mean, my background was I was automotive detailing, cleaning cars and picking up the change out of vehicles. And for about 2.5 years, people laughed at me. I told them I was going to be a millionaire, and they're like, "Oh, that's Scott." Well, guess what? I left that job.
I seen your post with the jar of pennies that you threw in.
Yeah, that's where
bro.
it started. Yeah, and so
I've seen that. I saw that picture.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of the things people that I personally directly on board with and stuff like that. One of the key things, and I work with just everybody because I'm just everybody. I'm a regular person. My name's not George though, but but the thing is the fact that there's a book that I read long before crypto. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon. In fact, I heard Motley mention on stream a while.
Phenomenal book.
And so I'm using the principles based in that book for the Prosperity Project to help others who are in situations. I mean, I know what it's like to be in a bad situation. 12 years ago when I came to Montana, I had no place to live. I had no job. I had a Volvo station wagon, my dog, and a Navy duffel bag. So, and a horrible credit score because of a divorce and bankruptcy. So, I mean, I know what it's like to start from scratch, but there are economic principles that are not taught in schools that people can learn. So if I can help somebody in that respects, and crypto is the greatest leverage, and Hex is the best out there. To be able to get people to that financial freedom.
Well, Scott, please let us know how we can support you once you have the website all ready and done.
Definitely. We'll do.
And any way I can help, just reach out, brother.
Yeah, Bullish is pretty good with websites and stuff like that. If I'm not mistaken, right, Bullish?
Yeah. And at about a week, I'll be focusing on this full time.
Yeah, awesome, buddy.
Yeah, no, I just got the domain yesterday. It's the Prosperity Project.online. So I bought that, got that all set up, and then I'm using a template. It's going to be my first iteration because it's hand holding. It'll be simple, but it'll just be an asset to the Twitter that I set up for that project. And I've talked to Bally a little bit and stuff like that. In fact, talk to RG3 about different ideas and stuff like that for going forward and streaming. So thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. You're right though about the financial education, but I think there's a reason they don't teach people that stuff. They don't want them to know. They don't want them to know how screwed they're getting.
We think that the system is broken, but the system is set up.
Oh, it's working perfectly fine. It's working as intended.
It's working.
It's working perfectly fine.
It's working too good.
And you're at the point where these politicians are taking advantage of people that don't know any better and pitting them against everybody else. Like forgive all these loans, forgive this, free this should be free. It's like, no, nothing is free unless in crypto, like with airdrops, right? But truly, like when you're that handicapped with knowledge of how the financial world works, you're going to get so far left behind. And then all they do is rile people up and just get them pissed off at each other, like hating billionaires. What is that? What does that comment say? Get the thing up.
He said bullish. Let me know if you need some light bulbs.
Damn it! Don't make funny comments. I was in the zone there.
That was funny.
Well, you guys know what we're talking about, right? Like,
of course,
they don't want to talk about inflation. Like, you have Joe Biden out here talking about corporations not paying their fair share to combat inflation.
They don't want you to know like how it works, where it's coming from, let's combat it. All they want you to know is keep on voting for us. We're gonna fix it.
Yeah,
that's all they want you to know.
Dude, our prime minister said he doesn't care about monetary policy. He doesn't care about monetary policy.
It is.
None of them know what's going on. They're just winging it, and they are on for people.
Yeah, I've had debates with people online where like I try and explain to them why inflation's bad, and they go, "Well, we can still print it and not inflate it."
Very bad.
That was the argument. Like
printing is inflation.
Well, that's what I mean, right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because I was just saying, it's like, well, I think their original comeback or retort was, "I don't know if you know this, but we can print money now."
Yeah. Then why do we pay taxes?
If
they can print all the money they need. Why do
you pay taxes if you can print money then? You ever think about that? Nope. Right. Well, we could just decide to print it and not inflate it. Like, that's not how it works at all. And these people, they think that truly like everything should be free because you can just print money.
But you know what? They are that dumb in respects, because I mean, look at that conversation that happened about like crypto in the, I think was it Senate or Congress, but the guy's like, so how many of those digital coins could I fit in this bag? I
remember that.
And the guy was serious. I mean, he was not.
He was
joking.
dead ass serious. He had a whole bag and everything. How many can I put in this bag? I'm like, oh my goodness. We're early. We're early, everyone.
We're early, folks.
That's why we really have to. That's why we really, really have to focus on our young generation. I mean, seriously, they are the ones either making it or breaking it. Because our generation, well, mine a little different, but older generations, it's over for them. Like they have no.
That's why I'm so bullish on what Frosty's doing down there in Ecuador, because third world country or not, if you look at the Western world, the system's broken, and everyone's accustomed to that system, the way things work. And with the median age in Ecuador being 28.3, you have a chance to build things up from the fucking ground. Exactly. And you can say, no, this is why money should work. This is how it should be fair. Why are we using code? Because man can't be trusted. Code can. And that's all that really matters at the end of the day. And you have dinosaurs in all walks of political life trying to legislate and trying to, like, you can't connect to younger generations because you just can't see it. Like, Biden's going to be 80 years old pretty soon. He doesn't know talking about crypto and how it works and how everything's digital nowadays.
Doesn't even know what the fuck he is.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't know where he is.
No, it's disgusting. Like, and then it gets me so mad because picture this way, right? We get really pissed at people that don't want to take the time to learn Hex. And then you have people legislating on it that don't want to take the time to learn about crypto at all.
Yeah.
They just think of how bad it is and how dangerous it is and how you can launder money, and Elizabeth Warren crying about jumping from blockchain to blockchain.
Let's teach 60 and 80-year-olds how to fucking onboard crypto. Like, why is this even a conversation right now?
Exactly.
No, I'm not. They shouldn't onboard. I'm just saying, but why are
I get you, but I'm like, leave those motherfuckers alone and let's fucking attack a generation that actually makes fucking sense.
Right.
Yes.
You're 90, you don't get it? No problema. Fuck you. Yeah. You're done in 5 years. We're going over here.
Oh yeah. They're still using cash and everything. Like it's just frustrating.
Freaking Joe Biden. Huh?
I get pissed at the bank that there's no paper booklets anymore. Like, why can't I have any paper booklets? I remember when I was at the bank, the women used to call in and complain, say, "You guys should bring back the little paper booklets so I can write my fucking transactions." It's like, okay, what do you
Marco's leaving, guys. He's got to say goodbye.
Yeah. So hey, team, I apologize. I do have a family over. I had to go entertain them. It's been a pleasure, everyone here. I hope we could do this next Monday. Phenomenal, great input. Love everyone here. Hey, chat, keep on supporting these guys. Everybody here, share your links and everything. But it's been a pleasure. Thank you, guys. All right. If the family leaves pretty soon, I'll hop back on. Okay. That again?
Thank you, Marco. About your Hexagon family.
I know, man.
You could tell your other family. Your other family's here tonight.
I know, man. They keep on tweeting me like, "Hey," they keep on texting me like, "Are you done yet?" I'm like, "Almost." So
I'm going in 5 minutes.
Hex be with you, brother.
The Hex be with you, right?
Hex be with
you. Honestly, if they do, leave pretty soon, I'll come right back on. All right.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I gotta go
Alright,
soon
guys.
anyways. We got our Victoria Day weekend.
Guys,
here.
I have to go as well because I'm at
Pleasure,
Patrick's
guys.
house.
There you go.
Practice like,
Enjoy
get
those
out.
fireworks next time.
I'm taking
Pleasure,
over
guys.
his house
Yeah,
because our stream do not work at our other apartment. So good night. Thank you so much for having me. I truly appreciate it. And let me know how I can support any of you. I'm willing to do anything I can. And again, thanks. Good night,
I love you
guys.
guys.
Have a good one.
Love you all.
Thanks for coming on.
Ciao, ciao.
Make sure you
Thank you
guys
so much
follow
for coming
Joey.
in. Good night.
Thanks. Good night.
Yeah, so where are we at? The horrible financial shit.
Yeah. Well, 99% of the people that I've ever onboarded personally are like age 30 and under, because it's easy to get them. I have one person, you know, it was a sympathy on board because he's a very good friend. He's 63 years old. But, you know, I basically, you know, held his hand through the process. But yeah, it's one of those things is the fact that, you know, people at a certain age, they're not going to be bothered and they don't want to be bothered. So why bother? Why waste your time? I'm a dinosaur.
I agree with you. I agree with you there.
You know,
yeah.
I'm 54. I'm a freaking dinosaur. All right. You know, but I mean, focus where
it's
the
interesting.
focus is needed.
With older people, like I'm not going after my first onboards were actually my parents, and my dad got it right away because I went at it with him with the certificate of deposit, and then tried to explain to him how it's like you're not going through a third party to pay yourself your interest, right? Like you're doing it all by yourself, minting your own rewards. So that part that kind of was hard to do, but if you approach it from that certificate of deposit thing, he got it right away.
Oh, sure. Yeah, because everybody went through the 70s knows what a CD is. Unfortunately, those CDs paid 17, 18% back then, and that was great during high inflation. You know, now what are you going to get out of a CD? You won't even match inflation.
Fuck.
It's funny because people under the age of like 25, 26, we don't even know what a CD is. They really don't. It's such a funny thing. I try to be, hey, it's a certificate of deposit. What's that? Okay, let me go back.
Robot.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. The next 10 years are going to be pretty crazy because what I'm worried about is with crypto getting to the point where when you have the parties fighting against each other, becoming a left versus right issue, which I really don't want. Like money should not be a left versus, like this is personal property we're talking about here.
Oh, bullish.
It's happening whether you like it or not, bro.
Tap is snoring. Tap, are you sleeping?
I was up.
Bullshit.
He's not sleeping on the stream.
When was I asleep? I was up.
I was laughing at bullish. GRC thinking about clouds. Looking guy.
What are you talking about? I think I'm going to be the next one to bite the dust, guys. For me, it's almost.
Yeah, I have to bounce too, boys. I got to go watch some fireworks. You guys still going? Still streaming? Yeah.
We're going to keep going, I guess.
Yeah, why not? We're hanging out.
Yeah, keep going, man.
Jim Rat, Bullish, Frosty, Hex, thank you guys so much
last
for coming
night.
on, eh? Nice to meet you guys.
Good seeing you.
Jim Rat, we got to do this again, man. I want to actually come on and you can shoot the shit for a while.
Oh, come on, dude. I'm turning into a little night owl now.
You know. Did you get the picture I sent you last week? You never commented. I did that photo for you.
Dude, I suck so bad at the internet. I can't even do it. I like try to do it, but
I can't even. You can do crypto.
I have like a good idea and then I just lose it.
All right. Everybody have a
Dude,
great
it's
evening.
funny. I just suck.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Okay. Enjoy the fireworks, Dad.
Take care, guys.
Take care.
Love you, famous.
Dan, I love you, baby. I love all of you.
Keep me in the green room. I'll just let the computer
We'll
run.
see you guys next week. Bye, guys.
Hex be with you guys. Hex be with you.
And may the fork be
with you. Bye, guys.
And may the fork be with you.
May the fork be with you.
The fork be with you.
So,
Dan, isn't it crazy how we first started? It was just us three. We didn't even know what the hell to talk about. Now we got like 7 people hopping on.
yeah, now I don't do
hangout.
anything. I just sit here, listen. To
It was the
everyone
name
talk.
that attracted me originally. Yeah, I was like, "What's this worst damn crypto show thing? I'm gonna check this out." So, but I've been popping around doing streams just so I can get comfortable, like talking to the camera and stuff like that. So you know,
RG3 has been very generous with the effing hangouts.
Nice.
Shout out to Gen Hex, with the Saturday streams and stuff like that.
That's what's up. Shout out to everyone. Just getting more comfortable on streams, getting more comfortable on camera. We know at first this is a little bit outside your comfort zone, but as more and more time goes in, as we get a little bit more and more popular within our Hex PulseX community, people gonna want to see and talk to us. So you might as well just get used to it a little bit.
None of that, but everybody's got a different flavor, so having enough channels out there as we see that S-curve adoption that like Sam is talking on and GRC are talking about, that growth curve. Not everybody's going to resonate with just one individual person or group. So, people are going to gravitate their own personality to that with which they identify. And if you don't have something to fill that void or gap, then, they're left struggling in a sense. But the more people that we have out there, the better chance that we have to get those people connected and locked in.
I agree.
With all the hexagons we have in the community now, is there a niche that y'all think we haven't hit yet as the hex community? You think it's a niche we haven't hit yet?
I'm sure there is. I mean, I don't have a list, as far as I had some ideas of things that I went down, as far as like always what's the situation, or, they talk about helping others to solve a particular problem or a question type thing. Like GRC filled a perfect empty of fitness and crypto. I mean, just hats off to you. So everybody has that particular niche.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Big guns.
I mean, off the top of my head, I think nobody's doing sports. And I think another low-hanging fruit would be people anti-government. I know like whales and they kind of do those kind of streams, but it's not like just straight conspiracy theories, right? So I think those people would be low-hanging fruit because like this is a financial instrument to make it out,
Yeah.
So
I mean, we got those NFL players, and I know we got a couple soccer players who are hexagons. Are you saying like a sport commentator type hex thing?
Yeah, I mean, like right now the NBA playoffs is going on. You could have a stream, right, watching the Heat game tonight, and commentating the Heat game, talking crypto to chat, something like that.
I can see that.
With NFL, you could do that. I know
the
during the
issue is you
Super
can't
Bowl,
rebroadcast, but aside from commentating, you could.
yeah, you would have to be careful, but yeah.
Another
even
one,
like, go ahead.
No,
go ahead. I was just gonna say, like, even if you commentate after the game, if you can get enough of a following, you could talk both sports and crypto. I think people that are into sports and that would watch a YouTube stream are typically young, so they'd be more susceptible to being crypto.
More susceptible to brainwash.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's it.
To take them over.
To improve their lives. We're terrible, horrible people.
Hey, you gotta trick them.
I'll do Luna Sports Betting. Please not Luna.
I'm gonna do Bitcoin Cash.
Not a bad idea right now. That's hot right now.
Has anyone been playing with the swing trading of Luna lately? I've been leaving that all the way alone because obviously
I did it twice. That was about it. That took my gains and bought hex.
There you go.
I think Frosty, did you play at all with swing trading Luna? I know you were looking into it, but
oh yeah, I bought 50 million Luna.
Okay, you still have it? What's the plan? Or
my plan is to do absolutely nothing, like everything else in crypto. I'm gonna fucking buy and hold it. If it goes to zero, it goes to zero. If it goes to fucking $1, I got $50 million. That's my plan. It's that fucking simple. No complicated. No freaking anything else. It goes to zero. I'm an idiot and I lost my money. It's that simple. Yeah. Or it goes to $2, $1, and I got freaking $50 to $100 million. Like I'm not into the swing trading. I'm not into the ratio trading. I'm not into any of that shit. You buy, you hold, and if it goes to zero, then that's fine. I'm a grown man, and I'll accept my responsibility before being a moron. And I lost freaking my money. But like, to me, it's like I hear all this stuff on like online. I'm gonna ratio trade this. I'm gonna ratio trade that for PulseX. And people keep asking me. I get DMs and DMs every day. Hey, Frosty, what are you gonna do when freaking PulseChain launches? Nothing. I'm gonna go to the beach. That's what I'm gonna do. What are you gonna do? You gonna ratio trade this? You gonna ratio trade that? I'm like, no. I'm going to the beach. I'm doing nada. You know why? Because 80 years and everything else is proven. If you do nothing, that's where you make the most money. Like you're trying to swing trade this, swing trade that, whatever. Sure. Did I take a chance trading Luna? Sure did. It went down 98%. I threw some shit at the wall, and either it's going to stick or it's going to fall off. That's it. Other than that, I'm going to fucking leave it at that. I ain't going to look at it. And one day I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh, there's some money there. Cash out. Have a nice day.
No, that's pretty much me.
Yeah.
I just don't talk about all the shit I buy.
I put that same thing out there all the time when I talk on different streams. What's your strategy? Sit on your hands and wait.
Exactly.
Wait. I didn't like come up with that idea in my head. You know, like Wales puts it out all the time. You know, just like sit on your hands and wait and get paid.
I'm gonna drink Cuba Libre. I'm gonna go to La Playa and La Placina. I'm gonna do nada.
Yeah.
Nothing. And I'm like, I'm not interested in ratio trading. I'm not interested in swing trading. I'm not interested in doing this. I'm gonna buy. I threw some money at it, and either I'm gonna make money or I'm gonna lose money. It's that simple.
Yep.
So everybody's like, and then I'm in and out of these freaking spaces, listening and learning what happened with Luna. And it's like, okay, why? Because it interests me. Because like everything else, if Luna's going to go to shit, I want to know how to protect myself in the future. So all I'm doing is learning what happened in that ecosystem to better protect and make better decisions in the future. And they're like, oh my God, you're a fucking junkie. You're a fucking Luna, blah, 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 degen. Okay. I'm a Luna degen. I don't give a shit. Right? So I'm just like, I'm listening. I'm learning. I'm fucking learning what wrong. I'm learning how they're going to fix it. I'm learning how they're going to freaking overcome these issues. And that better makes me have better decisions in the future. But anytime an asset goes down 98% in a matter of weeks, for sure I'm going to take shit. I freaking Sugar did the same thing, and I threw money at Sugar. Does that make me a degen for buying Sugar? Well, fucking Sugar dropped 98%. Did I throw some money at Sugar? Absolutely, I did. You'd be crazy not to, right? So I don't know. That's the way I look. And I just honestly, I've been in this space a long time, and all I hear is every time fucking crypto was going to drop 90% in 2017, the world was coming to an end. Fucking Bitcoin miners lost 50% of the fucking mining capability in China. World's coming to an end. Oh,
yeah, that latest guy on MSM, you know, sitting there.
The world's always coming to an end in crypto. Always. Sorry.
Which is good indicators to look for. You know, when the mainstream FUD is out there, I take note. So same way, like you were saying, Frosty. I mean, I was just watching from 3 weeks ago, Motley and Tendies and a couple other guys were doing this, and they were talking. Tendies was like, "Don't give away our strategy," you know. Motley's just throwing out there, but I got yellow legal pads sitting here that I just take notes on, not because I'm going to execute anything, but I want to see how people are approaching the markets and stuff, so I can take that particular pad at a future reference in time if I need it, and look at, you know, okay, this is what's happening.
No offense, like anytime like the majority of the industry is one way, they're so sediment on a single direction, I usually take the other. And that's what honestly, that's what attracted me to Luna. The whole fucking world, is Luna's going to zero, and it's ended. I'm like, if 98% or 99% of the people think Luna's going to zero, I'll throw 5-10K at that all day long. Okay, it's an asymmetrical trade. Either A, so as long as I can afford to lose the 10K, and I'm not going to jump off a balcony for it. Okay. So my risk is 10K. Worst case scenario, tomorrow I get up, I lose 10K. Okay. Best case scenario, I wake up tomorrow and I got 50 million. Done. That's a fucking great deal. I'll take that fucking trade all day long. 10K, 50 million. Done.
And this is 10K that Frosty is being able to throw now. He didn't leverage his home. He didn't sell the wife's wedding ring.
No.
He didn't sell his car that he used to go to work every day. He made a logical risk from his capital that he is willing to lose if it goes down to zero tomorrow, like he said. Guys,
Exactly.
please stop doing dumb stuff to get money for crypto. Put in what you're able to put in. If you work a 9 to 5, work that 9 to 5, pay your bills, pay your rent, and put what you can into crypto. Crypto is not going anywhere. It is not going anywhere.
I agree. But
You got
people, I agree with you 1000%. Do not put in what you cannot afford to lose. Don't put your rent money. Don't put your mortgage money. Don't put your fucking car loan money in there. If you can't afford to lose it, don't fucking risk it. You know what I mean? Like, it's that fucking simple. If you can afford to lose $50, put $50. If you can afford $20, put $20. But don't put yourself in a position where if it doesn't go your way, you're jumping off some motherfucking balcony. That's stupid, right? Like, that's just ridiculous. If you can't afford to lose it, don't play with it.
Yep, that's number one rule in investing. But most people don't listen to that.
Yeah, or the whole idea of people, especially people just coming into space. They sit there and they look at or they listen to what people are doing now that have been like Frosty, have been in the space for many years, and they think, oh well, this person's doing this, so I'm going to jump in and ape in with money I don't have.
But what they don't realize in that is how much money I've lost learning to play this fucking game, right? That nobody hears about that part. Nobody hears about me buying in, and I can say this on stream, and Twitter after Twitter, or space after space. Hey, you know how much money I put in at fucking XRP at $5 and I'm still underwater in? You know how much money I freaking lost putting in tens of or fifties of hundreds of thousands of dollars into mining farms? Like, nobody listens to how much money I've lost. Don't kid yourself. I've lost money in crypto. For sure I have. Have I made money? Absolutely. But that comes at a fucking period of time of me learning that space. There's a difference. Have I lost money? I will never fucking come on a stream or a space or whatever and not claim I've never lost money. Guaranteed. I'm still underwater big time on XRP. Guaranteed. I FOMO'd into that all fucking day long at $5. Can I admit that? Absolutely. Did I lose money? Am I underwater? Yes, I am. Will I ever get that money? Probably fucking not. So you got to be freaking hear both sides. People only want to listen to the good. They don't want to listen to the bad. There's two sides to every fucking coin. I'm never claiming that I've come into this crypto space and I've been fucking, hey, I've not been nothing but made money, because that is not fucking true. That is not fucking true. I've lost lots of money in the crypto space, but I learned, I educated myself. There's a difference, right? I learned what to do and what not to do. But I can guarantee you, I've lost probably a lot more money than most people have ever invested in fucking crypto.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And that's the thing, all the furus or the people that, especially people that are into this whole trading thing, they'll tell you every day about their good trade, right? But they'll never tell you about the hits they take for the majority. And so people sit there and be like, this guy can't lose. I'm following this guy. And it's just dumb money following, dumb advice.
And a lot of these traders get money from their paid groups and whatever company paid them to share whatever projects, most likely. So when people be looking at them like, oh, they look like they got it all right. They look like they make all the right decisions. Yeah, they probably made one or two right decisions, but they get a whole bunch of money from you traders. Just want to throw that out there.
Hey, Frosty, do you remember PulseX back when everybody could use it? I had such a huge bag of XRP back in the end of 2016. End of 2016. I mean, I had hundreds of thousands of those things.
Oh, dude, I'm still sitting on a bag of that shit.
No, I walked away clean on that.
Did you?
I,
Well, you're
oh,
better
yeah.
than me because I'm still underwater as fuck on that.
Well, I wouldn't have been, except for that I took it off of Coinbase and I stuck it onto Uphold, and so Uphold you can still move it, right? I've
Dude,
got
I am
small
not gonna
bags.
lie. I literally bought the fucking top of XRP. It was like $4.60 an
Okay.
XRP, and I FOMO'd into that shit like no other tomorrow, and I still got a huge bag of that. I'm fucking probably 20-30K underwater in XRP. Do you see me crying like a little fucking bitch? No, I fucking accepted the responsibility for me making that decision. And I'm like, okay, but did I sell that XRP? No. Either I will fucking hold on to that thing till I get my money back, or it will go to zero. You know what I'm saying? Right? I'm not FOMOing into this, FOMOing into that. I made that decision. No different than me buying into Luna. If I buy into Luna and I lose 10K, I'm a grown man that made consciously that decision, no going into it, that I have a risk of losing 10K right now.
Right.
Okay. Well, I'm a grown man and I've got my own balls and I can go, okay, if I fucking grow and lose 10K, then I got nobody to blame but me. Nobody else but me. Now I'm the fucking idiot to do it, and all you guys call me a fucking moron. That's okay. But I'm in a different position. I can afford to lose 10K and not lose sleep over it. I'm not going to jump off my balcony because of that, right?
Right.
So there's a difference. I knew what I was getting into. I knew the calculated risk. I can accept the responsibility for my own actions.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the big thing. Like this says, not financial advice. You know, if I talk about something, it's what I'm doing for myself. It's not any recommendation in any fashion that somebody else should, you know, do that same thing, because everybody is in a different situation. Like you pointed out, you're not jumping off the balcony for 10 grand. You know, I'm not going to lose sleep just because of the fact that, you know, 10 grand in my pineapple trade that's sitting on the side, you know, does or does not do as expected, you know.
But I want to point out, I didn't get where I was without a massive amount of losses. Because anybody that thinks that I've got where I am right now, to sit here on a beach to lose 10 grand, that I've never lost money making a bad decision, that is not true. I've made many bad decisions.
That's why I stopped trading 3 years ago. I mean, you know, yeah, you can make money and you can get wrecked real quick, especially leverage trading. The thing I hated about it is the freaking alarm going off at 3 o'clock in the morning, waking me up and running to the BitMEX, you know, using my VPN. And yeah, it just, or, you know, at the time, you know, I was at work. And so I actually got they called my boss and they said, Scott, can you, the IT guy called and can you not do your crypto on the company computer?
The best advice I could ever give regarding all this that I've learned the hard way, and I've traded, I've owned money farms, I've owned all of it. Don't get me wrong, I've lost so much money up fucking trying to trade on Binance. Trust me, I've tried that fucking bullshit. I have fucking literally tried that bullshit. I suck at it. I'll be the first one to tell you I am the worst fucking trader on the planet. The best advice that I've gotten me where I have is to buy and do nothing. Right? Because I freaking mined Ethereum. I mined Ethereum Classic. You know what I mean? I bought a shit ton of fucking Doge. Dude, I'm not even going to lie. Between you and me, the most amount of money I've ever made is probably on Doge. Right? I had fucking huge fucking bags of Doge from the beginning. Why? And it has nothing to do with I was interested in Doge. It's just because I knew the people in the community. Right? So honestly, people give me fucking shit all you want. Crap on me all the day you want. But honestly, the most amount of money I've probably ever made in a fucking trade in crypto is probably fucking Dogecoin.
I'm with you there, brother. And
that's actually one of my criteria lists when looking at any new project or coin or what have you is community. That's one of the tick points, the check boxes, is looking at this relative strength of the community that in, I mean, and that's why, you look at XRP, they have a strong community. The Link Marines, they have a strong community. Dogecoin, a friend of mine, Peter Saddington, I mean, this is back in the day, back early 2017. He used to write on, you can go back and look up his streams, Doge Lord, he was, and I mean, Peter had bought, Bitcoin way early on, and so he was the guy, the original Bitcoin Lambo meme, but that was his thing. He just bought a bunch of Dogecoin just kind of because it was super cheap and it was kind of like a meme joke for a stream that he was the Doge Lord.
I literally did the same thing.
Yeah. And then people got all stupid about it, and Wall Street Bets and the Robin Hood Club, just pumped that, and with the help of Elon, just pumped that shit into oblivion. Just cranked it. So anybody that made money on that, good for you.
Just fucking buy your bag, whatever it's going to be. I'm not here to judge people. Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge supporter of Richard Hart. I've made lots of money in the Richard Hart ecosystem. Yes, I have. Have I fucking sacrificed for PulseX, fucking Mintra, fucking all the rest of them? I've sacrificed every single one of them. Have I got a paid in return? No. I'm probably out close to $750,000 that I've sacked for that shit. Have I seen a return on any of that? No. Yeah. Right? But do I fucking come on stream every day or fucking go on Twitter bitching and whining and complain about it? No. If I lose that money, I've lost it. Right? Just buy your bag. Whatever the fuck it is, I don't care if it's Luna, Doge, PulseX, whatever the fuck it is, whatever your decision you're going to make, just buy it, put it in your fucking wallet, and go do something else for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? Go to the beach. Go fucking live your fucking life. Stop looking at the charts every day. Make a decision.
Go out and go on a fucking date.
Exactly. Do something.
Bullish, you going to say something earlier when they was talking about Dogecoin?
No, I was saying, that's in crypto. That's the only amount of money I've made, and it was pretty much by mistake, and I got lucky. And to Frosty's point, pretty much bought and did nothing, and then 2 years later, it's like, oh shit.
Right. Yeah, and here's a good thing to that point. And this is just stupid luck in a sense. I had moved some money off of Bittrex like 3 years ago, and it was like $638 worth of Decentraland. And I stuck it in a Mu wallet, and I promptly forgot about it. I forgot about it for almost a full 3 years.
That's a good trade, bro. Decentralized is great right now.
I just happened to click on it, and like I had it up in my tabs here on the computer in this Mu wallet, and I forgot about it. I clicked on the thing. It was $24,000. I mean, this is back, towards the Bitcoin high. It's subsequently down from there, but I actually sold. I didn't want any Decentraland. I just moved some coins, and I actually had to buy a $500 external hard drive to have some computer guys like transfer it from a failing hard drive, a busted up laptop I spilled a drink on. I got into it though, and I cashed that stuff out and sent it to Coinbase. I mean, dumb luck.
That's what I say. Like, make your commitment and stick to it and forget about it. Like, if you make the decision to buy Luna, fucking Doge, fucking PulseX, whatever it is, stop freaking about trying to figure out ratio trading. Like, I've been literally sitting in spaces for the last few weeks, and they're like arguing about what's the best ratio trade. And they're like, Frosty, what are you doing for the ratio trade? Nothing. Why not? Because I don't care. What am I going to do with all that Pulse and PulseX? Nothing. I'll wake up fucking 18 months from now or 24 months from now, and if it's worth something, then we'll talk. Until then, I'm going to do fucking nothing. I'm not ratio trading. I'm not fucking swing trading. I'm not doing nothing. I'm going to grab a fucking Chica. I'm going to grab a Cuba Libre, and I'm going to hit the fucking Placina. And if I wake up one day, it's worth something. If I don't, then I don't.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, it's interesting to me, the amount of conversation of that, what you're talking about with the ratio trading, because in the back of my head, when I hear these things, like in the Twitter spaces, I'm thinking to myself, like, isn't that why most of the people that got into Hex, was so you didn't have to trade? And now we're back at square one. So
that's the part that blows my mind.
But
because
you
can literally buy Hex.
Many new people have gotten into Hex the just recent months because of Pulse and PulseX, you know? So I feel like that's why a lot of them are into that mindset because they haven't been taught how hexagons really think, like how we just don't even trade. So that's why we got a lot of those questions just now popping up. My theory.
Yeah, I
There's
mean,
a lot of new people in that space. There's a lot of new people in that space, right?
Yep.
And especially there's most of the people that are probably in Hex and PulseX right now have been in here like only since PulseX. You know what I mean? Many of the people that I've talked didn't even sacrifice for Pulse. They're only in here for PulseX. And I'm like, okay, that's great. You didn't make it for Pulse, but you're in here for PulseX, and they're all trying to fucking figure out how to ratio trade. And I'm like, stop. Do nothing. Do nothing. Because even if the fucking Pulse launches tomorrow, you're still looking at like at least another 500 to 600 days before that's worth anything.
Okay, so Frosty, if your people got in around PulseX, Hex was around 30 cents. So now not only are they still waiting for the PulseX bag, they're also still waiting for Hex to go up. I get what you're saying, you know, you really need to sit down and wait. But unfortunately, if this is your first go around and you're looking at a down portfolio and money you put into a coin that doesn't even exist yet, you can kind of understand the frustration. Just unfortunately, people do need to learn. You're gonna have to go through this headache. You're gonna have to go through this headache.
Yes.
You're going to go through this headache to learn the patience you need in this crypto space. Because in my first few months, I didn't have the patience. I was jumping in and out of coins every 2-3 days. Easy. I was jumping in and out of coins every 2-3 days.
And how'd you make out with that?
Not good at all.
That's what I mean, right? But it's like tell your kid not to touch a hot stove, they're gonna go do it, right? So it's like just chill the fuck out, go live your life, make a conviction on your investment, whatever that may be, and I'm not here to judge whatever the fuck it is you buy. If you're gonna put 100, 1,000, 10,000, whatever the fucking number is, make that conviction and go live your life. Forget about it. Stop fucking trying to fucking trade this shit, man. You'll get wrecked every day. And that's what I love about Richard and this community, because Hex actually promotes that you lock that shit up and you can't fucking sell it. That's a beautiful fucking thing. And what the hell are you gonna make 40% or 38% or 37% APY on your money? What? Where the fuck are you gonna make that? You can't even make that in real estate right now. Give me your fucking rate.
Flawless, 100% uptime, not over 900 days of no hiccups, no bugs. You can't say that about your ATM. You can't say that about your TV. Hell, you can't say that about your car.
I agree. It's like literally the best investment every day at 7 o'clock or whatever, 0 UTC time. That fucking bitch pays the fuck out. What more do you want in life? Like, stop being greedy. Just be happy with your fucking life and take the fucking shit you got. Like, what the fuck? Am I wrong in saying that? I don't know. Like, to me, it just seems so simple.
That's pretty much how I feel too.
I hear what you're saying, but in my head, if pre-bridge, if I believe I'm getting a good deal on Hex, I still might move like 5 to 10% of some of the sacrifice coins and buy
So
Hex.
here's my thing. I'm not getting rid of, even though I miss Pulse and I only have a PulseX, I'm not getting rid of any of my Genesis tokens. I'm gonna bring in fresh powder and just buy new ones and have a separate wallet. Whatever Genesis tokens I have now, I'm just gonna hold it because I'm sure a couple years down the line, it's gonna come in very handy.
Look, if you look at the chart, every single coin has taken at least 550 days. 550 days, which is almost 2 years. I don't care. Name the token.
Yeah.
It's even promoted on freaking Gerardo's site. It's literally on Gerardo's site with a chart with multiple other tokens. Every single one's 550 days.
Dan, can you drop the link to his website, lookintohex.com, real quick, just so everybody can hop in there? Because he makes some beautiful charts. He got some beautiful graphs up there.
That's a very powerful chart.
You know it's Jim Rat's bedtime.
Peace
Come
out,
on,
brother.
man. Guys, it's been a pleasure. I'm staying up later by the day, turning into a crypto DJ. So I'm a late night. I'm turning into a late night guy.
That's what happened.
Have a good night.
Stepping
Sleep
up.
Have tight. A good one.
I'll see you tomorrow, guys.
You got it.
Tomorrow. Peace out.
11 a.m. Crypto in the morning.
That's just my opinion. I buy it, I hold it for 24 months, literally 550, 500, 600 days, somewhere between 500 and 600 days. I don't even think about it. I buy, gone, out of my mind. After 600 days, I'm like, okay, where are we at? Yes or no?
When I sacrifice.
And what's so great about that strategy, when you put that into Hex and you stake it, you buy it, you forget about it, and now you know every day, hey, I got a little bit more Hex than I got yesterday. I ain't have to do nothing. Even if the price goes down, hey, my T-shares actually bought me some cheap Hex today. Cool. That's actually pretty cool.
It's amazing. Actually, it's the best investment I've ever seen in my life. I'm not going to lie.
It's great.
I'll be out on a day or something. I get a notification from the well bot. Oh, someone just emergency end stake. Okay, I'm getting a nice little pay bump while I'm out here on a freaking date. Yeah, that's a real nice feeling.
Right?
Did you guys see that one emergency end stake? I think it was 1 million Hex, and they just end staked it right away after like one day.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the 5,000. Yeah.
The Darwin Award.
Thank you, sir.
And well, that goes to show you that the person did not do their due diligence to understand what they was doing. Now they wrecked themselves, and now that's going to be a lesson, hopefully, that they now have learned. Hopefully.
That's what I'm trying to tell people from my mistakes, from the shit that me buying XRP at $5 and trading. I'm just trying to people, Frosty, what did you do? Nothing. You know what Frosty did? Nothing. Frosty did nada. Not a single thing. I bought, I made a conviction, and I went to the fucking beach. I went to the bar. I went fucking did whatever I was going to be doing. Whatever is in your life, just forget about it. That's what I did. I don't even know how to make it any fucking simpler than that. Like, how did you get where you did? I did nothing. I mined a bunch of XRP. Freaking Ethereum and Ethereum Classic. You know what I did with all that shit that I mined? Nothing. And everybody else, I had partners in my mining farm. They all sold their shit. You know what I did with mine? Nothing. I held it. I went to work. I kept on doing my day job. And whatever I mined from that shit, I did nothing. There was no way. I was basically like, either this stuff's going to be worth something or it's going to be worth nothing. And I'm going to continue my day job. That's what I did. I just continued my life the way it was. And then one day, all of a sudden, it went from like, Ethereum went from like fucking $60 or $40 to fucking $4,000. Same with the Doge. Same when then I freaking got hexed. The same was freaking Bitcoin. You know what I mean? I got Bitcoin that was like fucking like nothing. That was $67,000. That's when shit fucking changes for your life. But until then, you have to have the self-discipline to do nothing. Forget about that shit. Buy it. Just continue your life. Stop looking at it. I don't know. Honestly, I don't even know what other to say other than that. And then people like every day, my fucking DMs are filling. What are you doing with Pulse and PulseX and this? Nothing. Why not? Are you crazy? No, I'm just not going to do anything. Well, what's going to happen the first 3 days? I don't care. I don't know. I'm not a fucking fortune teller. I don't even give a fuck. I only say I do not give a fuck, and I'm not going to play any part of it. None. I got my Pulse. I got my PulseX, and I'm not going to do nothing with it. No ratio trading, no nothing, anything else like that. I may fucking stake it in a fucking staking. That's it. Other than that, I'm doing nothing with it. Nothing. I'm not ratio trading. I'm not fucking swing trading. I'm not trying to game the fucking system. I'm literally going to do nothing. I've literally forgot about all that shit.
So
and I'm not even probably going to look at it until like fucking 18 months after launch.
So Frosty, obviously you have the discipline to hold yourself together and keep on living life and let your investment do whatever it does. Obviously, back in Ethereum, you had the miners. Your friends sold their equipment. You held on to yours. You continue living on with life. We got people now in a similar situation. They sacrifice for Pulse and PulseX. They got people saying all this crazy stuff in their ear. What is something that a new investor can do to hang on to the discipline to like, okay, I'm not selling my bag, I'm not trading my stuff. What's some word of like, what's a quick sentence you would tell that person to keep them on the road? And this is open for everybody else.
For me, all I can say is from my experience. I am not, everybody's position is unique. You know what I'm saying? So for me, all I can say is if you put money into crypto and you're new, just keep fucking grinding it out. Keep doing what you do on a daily basis. And right now I hear a lot of hope in the system. You know what I mean? And that everybody's like literally hanging on fucking purse strings right now. That whatever, like fucking Pulse is gonna launch tomorrow. It's gonna launch next week. It's gonna launch fucking next weekend, fucking a month from now. And they're all thinking, sure, you may make a whatever. I have no idea what the fuck you're gonna make. Sure, maybe you're in the positive, maybe you're in the negative. I don't fucking know. I'm not a fucking fortune teller, right? But all I'm saying is stop relying on hope, right? And have a strategic fucking plan. So you bought PulseX, you bought Pulse, you bought fucking Mintra, you bought whatever the fuck it is you bought. Stay focused on growing whatever it is you're doing right now, career-wise, and keep forging that path until the day it becomes worth something. Stop trying to fucking game the system. Oh, I've got 48 hours where I can fucking swing trade this shit before the fucking DEX opens. What are you really going to earn?
Yeah.
Talk about picking up pennies in front of freight trains, which fucking our founder talks about every fucking day. And all I hear right now as I go into space is like, how are we going to ratio trade this? How are we going to ratio trade that? I'm like, Frosty, what are you going to do? I'm like, I'm not going to do anything. What's the matter with you? I'm like, I don't fucking care. What's your fucking play? Nothing. Just, okay, you got your bag of whatever that bag is. Stay focused. Realize it's taken and hope maybe it comes sooner, depending because the rate of adoption is steepening. But just be prepared. Every single crypto for the last fucking 12 fucking years has taken 550 fucking days. Between 500 and 600 days after fucking launch to become worth anything. So why are we talking right now? Pulse launches fucking tomorrow. Okay. Well, every other crypto, according to Metcalfe's law, has taken fucking 600 days, 550 days to become worth anything. So why are we talking about this? Go live your life. Go earn more money. Fucking dollar cost average into whatever you're going to do. And be happy. Because at the end of the day, for me, time's the only commodity you got in this world. So if you can't be fucking happy with the day-to-day life you're fucking living, and you're living on fucking hope that fucking Pulse launches mañana, and it's going to change your life, well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Sure, you may double your money, you may triple your money, but the real fucking profit where you stop working for the rest of your life is probably the probability, I'm not saying it's a guarantee, the probability of that is being within 18 to 24 months is more likely. Maybe since fucking the rate of adoption is becoming a little bit faster and faster over the function of time, maybe you will get lucky and you can retire early. But all I'm saying is if you just stay focused on living your life and being happy, then you get up one day and go, damn, I got fucking $10 million and I can quit my job. That's a far better way to live your life than fucking holding on to purse strings. You know what I'm saying? Because they're just focused on, they're like horse with blinders on. Hey, I'm only, fucking Pulse launches tomorrow, I'm going to retire. No offense and no disrespect. The probability of that happening for the average person is probably pretty low. The probability of that happening over 24 months, okay, that's probably more likely, right? So I'm just be patient, be happy, see the good in the world, see the good in the people, see the good in our community. The things that we do as individuals in this community coming together to form to make the world a better place is, to me, is amazing. Fucking amazing. What Famous has done by bringing fucking so many people to the crypto space, you know, and the people that I've met and the connections that I've made from being part of this community. I'm not here to, let's say, fucking worst case scenario, I'm not a fucking fortune teller. If things go fucking south, things go good, who knows the fucking knows, right? But the connections that I've made in this community will outlive all of that, I guarantee. That's a fucking guarantee. Because people are the common denominator. Tap, I love you. Fucking Famous. Georgia. Fucking a bunch of other people in this community. No matter what happens with our ecosystem, good or bad, I know I will have those people as a fucking connection for the rest of my life. Tap, if you came to me and fucking said, hey brother, I'm in fucking a ship position, I need fucking help. Okay. That's a fucking, people are important. People are important. For me, that's there's nothing more than that. I don't care about the financial fucking whatever, but the people, the connections that we make, that's priceless. Right?
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Frosty. For real. Honestly, network over your net worth. That's something people really need to consider, especially in this space when you're able to touch to so many people with so many different skills, talents, abilities, and them knowing other people. Bullish. Same question to you. You also sacrificed for only PulseX, right? You didn't get the sacrifice for PulseChain, right?
Correct.
All right. So you're in a similar boat. How do you feel about? Um, Damn, what was my question earlier?
Dude, I didn't even know
I'm getting
Bullish
it.
was in this space because I didn't see him in here because like my screen's all fucked up. But you
Yo,
know what?
that-
They
yo,
reached out to Bullish the other day. And I said, I need some fucking help. Is Bullish on board? You know what fucking Bullish said? Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
I've never, honestly, like, I've never met Bullish a day in my life. You know what I mean? But I got fucking mad respect for that guy. Mad
Thanks, bro.
fucking respect. Because you know why? Because he fucking helps everybody and asks nothing in fucking return. He does multiple shit for multiple people in this fucking ecosystem that probably the majority of the people don't even fucking realize. He does
Mm-hmm.
for free, and asks nothing in return. And I'd be like, hey man, we're trying to do X in Ecuador. Do you think Bullish is on board? They're like, they reached out to him and he's like, yeah, I'm on board. And you know what? That's fucking important, man. Because like Bullish never came back to me and was like, I need this, I need that, I need that. He's like, yeah, let's have a conversation. I'm fucking willing to help you, man. Mad respect for those people, man. Mad fucking respect. And I don't care if fucking Pulse or PulseX goes to a fucking $0 or $1 million fucking dollars. I will respect people like that more than that fucking dollar value.
Definitely. Bullish, I
Thanks, man. I
remember
appreciate it.
Bullish, I remember my question. What is your advice for that first new crypto investor? They got into Hex at 30 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents. They sacrifice for Pulse or PulseX, and they're just sitting here waiting there. They don't know what to do. What's your word of advice to them?
You know, mine is similar to Frosty. You know, I've also lost money in crypto, and the only time I did make money in crypto is literally when I forgot about it. And you know, literally like 2 years later, it was it was worth something where you can pretty much buy a house with. So, and you know, like Frosty, I'm not really getting rid of it. And my strategy, you know, having that perspective and you know, learning from my mistakes, my strategy going into you know, Pulse and PulseX is I sacrifice for PulseX. I know I'm bringing in a lot more dry powder than what I sacrificed for. So I'm not getting rid of any of my Genesis tokens. I'm pretty much gonna, you know, lock it up, you know, do whatever I need to do, but I'm not getting rid of that. and whatever dry powder I do bring in, and my dollar cost average in, that's what I'll end up selling when it's worth something substantial. But as far as my Genesis tokens, I'm gonna keep those. I'm a dollar cost average into Pulse. Same thing. I'm gonna hold that for a while, and when it's worth something substantial, I'm not gonna sell the whole thing, but I'll DCA out. Take my gains, and that's pretty much my strategy. And that's pretty much what I recommend to anyone else, especially if you can't afford to lose it. The money I'm putting in right now, I can afford to lose, 100%.
There you go. Dan, same question over to you, sir. What are you telling our new crypto rich at heart environment ecosystem investors?
Well, I'm just gonna tell them. I think what Orca had said, which is kind of the same as Frosty and Bullis had mentioned. Just don't invest what you're not willing to lose, or what what I mean. And just right now, I think we're gonna be in a bear market, hopefully, and just buy whatever crypto you do like. Obviously, Hex, but yeah, just DCA in and keep buying. Just be a net buyer, pretty much, and then hold it. Like Frosty said, I mean, I'm holding 5 years, but 2 years sounds good. Maybe take a little bit off the top if you want after a couple of years, but yeah. That's my strategy. I've just been buying every paycheck. I've been buying Hex, buying a little Hedron, got some MAXI, just every paycheck. And, that's all I can do for now.
So are you telling me even after a paycheck when you buy some Hex, the price can dip down and you're not upset? You still keep on buying Hex?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I know. I just, we all know what it is and what it does. So it's just a matter of time before it goes back up again, right?
My best advice right now in an ecosystem like Hex, which is very unique, because I've seen many freaking ecosystems destroy each other apart, like Ethereum and Ethereum Classic, because the Ethereum Classic team was originally a collective of pretty much a lot of cryptos out there today. The one thing that's extremely unique about Hex is the people. So right now, why shit is down and everything looks fucking horrible as hell, value the people that's in this ecosystem. Reach out, have a conversation, come on live streams, whether you're good or not. Who the fuck cares? Nobody's judging. Come into a fucking live space, right? Value those people and those connections that you have during the bad times. And when the good times, when the bad times are bad, you have a bunch of good people around you. And when the good times come, the good times are even better because you've got good people that have been by your side during the bad times.
Definitely. Hex Dex, question to you, sir. What are you telling our new Hex rich at heart ecosystem investors?
Well, lessons learned from my initial go around is the fact that, I'll agree with the DCA. For anybody who's new in investing and, maybe just getting into crypto or dipping their toes in, dollar cost averaging takes away the emotional quotient of making that decision in regards to price. It doesn't matter what the price is. When I dollar cost averaged in, the first 2.5 years into Hex, I knew I was following Richard long before Hex launched, long back in the Top Hat days, when he hated Ethereum and loved Bitcoin and then changed his worldview, is the fact that I went into Hex and then I followed the DCA strategy. So I didn't have to sit there and think, and at that time I was living off a paycheck. So every 2 weeks, no matter what it was, I set that aside. I didn't necessarily go in every 2 weeks and invest it. Generally, it was a month to 45 days. I'd get a bag and then I'd make that investment. The second recommendation that I would say is don't dilute yourself. There's all these quote, shiny new objects that are going or that are out there now, even before launch, that are coming out in the future. There'll be plenty more. My mistake back in when I was a new investor into crypto back in 2016, 2017 was the fact that I found myself with a bag of 28 coins. Okay. And I could not follow those. Like, goes, oh, this, a little bit of this. And I deluded myself. And then, I couldn't direct my focus on that much. So, even going in my strategy going into this next bull run, why we're in the down cycle in the bear market is to hold fast to, right now I can count on one hand. I've got 5, coins or tokens that I'm focused and invested on, things that I've sacrificed for, things that I've been buying. Now things are different. I don't necessarily do DCA. I'm more following the market as far as in choosing when I'm going to deploy capital and looking for opportunity, looking at opportunity costs, but that's later down the game. DCAing is the, simplest thing for the new, and it takes that thought process out of it. That's, in fact, that was one of the reasons. This is what Balliet and I talked about out in Portland the other weekend when I flew out there. We sat there with this guy Hex Jimbo, who's got an awesome food cart out there. The guy's doing 3-star Michelin food pasta, handmade every day out of a food cart. It's freaking awesome. But one of the things that we were discussing, in fact, is for me, when that time came to where I could actually just leave my job, and I didn't have to work for money anymore in my life. The one thing I didn't have fully developed, and I didn't realize it till after, was the fact that I didn't have things set up in my personal life that I was going to, do and occupy my time with. So a guy came across it was after Vegas, about 2.5 months after I had retired, and made me an offer I couldn't refuse. And I was just like, well, I'm not really doing anything. I'm degenerating on the couch, so to speak. And, I like to be a motivated individual. So actually, what I'm doing, for him now actually has spurred me on in other areas of my life, whether it's through the crypto thing with fitness, with learning new things, as far as like figuring out websites. I remember I was talking with Frosty on a Twitter space. So I was researching Ecuador, So, I've got on my list with the Babbel course so I can speak better than just restaurant Spanish. That's about all I know right now because I was a chef for over 20 years. But I'm doing more with my life. But the opportunity is what it has done for me is helping me find my focus. And that's why I launched that whole thing about the Prosperity Project, is because that's going back to my roots. So I can actually do for and alongside anybody that's following the very same steps and principles that I did at the very beginning. Is I'm taking 10%. I always, one of the key principles, and I'll tell this for new investors, like we were saying, don't ape in, don't charge money on your credit card. Don't sell the house. Don't sell the, pay your bills, pay your rent, that whole bit. But this is the thing. If you learn one lesson from this thing, 10% of whatever you earn is yours to keep. Pay yourself first. I don't care what it is. If it's $100 or $10, it does not matter to me. Pay yourself first, set that money aside, and use that to grow your wealth. And it will grow over time. And that's what I did. And so, you can go and, I'll post stuff on my Twitter and you'll see it there. I'm HexDeck16 on my Twitter, but I'm actually doing that with this bag. It's going to run for 2.5 years. So I started it. Every month I'll be posting it. Gains, losses, doesn't matter, and I'll be DCAing into that as an educational tool for somebody who's new into crypto investing. So
I really appreciate that bit about taking 10% out when you make profit, because that's be a little struggle for me while I try to talk to my onboards about, well, what about selling? How do you sell? When do you sell?
Well, actually,
I had opportunity to really sell at this point, so I'm kind of like, I guess we'll see when we get there.
Yeah, actually, just for clarification, 10% is like, if you're out earning a wage, in 2 weeks you get paid. Okay. I don't care what the number is. Say you get paid, $2,000 in 2 weeks. Then you would take out 10%. You take out $200, set that money aside before anything else, and use that as your investing nest egg. And that's the DCA money. And do that over a period of 2 years and see where you're going to be. And that's what I'm doing with it. Now, taking profits and stuff like that, that's a separate thing, but that's for later on down the line. I'll talk about that when, we get there and stuff. But I alluded to it, when we were talking before, is I'll be the first person to say it's never wrong necessarily to take a profit. There will come a time that you can actually go into your bag and take that, because you've made such great gains, that you can take that money out, put it back into your account, and then you're living on house money. We will get there at that point, but I'm going to document all that stuff with the project. You know why? Because it's great to be able to help somebody who's a new investor. If anything, I can say, learn from my mistakes. I'll be happy and talk about them, where you don't have to fall into that pitfall or make those.
Stand on the shoulders of people that have failed before you.
Yes.
Yeah. One of the Frosty was talking about something that it keyed off this one guy, and I have to go back and look up the quote, but is basically the money is made at the price you buy, not when you sell.
Exactamente.
It's the same thing I do in real estate, and the same thing I tell people in real estate. You make your money when you buy, not when you sell.
Exactly.
Exactamente.
Okay.
The problem is people have a hard time buying on the downward.
Sure.
Right? And honestly, the most amount of money I've ever made is buying on the downward side. When shit's going fucking down, I'm DCAing it on the downward side. If you DCA, this is just me. This is not financial advice. This is just me. In my opinion, you can all tell me to fuck off. But it's like when shit's going down, like right now in Hex, DCA all the way in. Fucking 14 cents, 10 cents, 8 cents, 7 cents, 6 cents. Pero you also have a fucking sell side on the way up, right? So you can start fucking peeling up small percentages of profit of multiple sides on the way up. You know what I'm saying? But people have an emotional attachment with their dollars for some goddamn reason. I don't know why. They're so married to their dollar, which is just paper, in my opinion. It's like if you DCA in, but they can only buy when the fucking there's green candles. If you can self-discipline yourself to DCA in, and there's a risk, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, there's a risk to that. There's 100% risk to that. But if you can swallow that pill and learn that pill to remove your emotional bias from your dollars, the day that you remove your emotional opinion for your money is probably the first step you'll take to becoming successful. Because if you buy low and you sell high, and I don't care how good of a fucking buyer, trader, seller you are, you will never buy the exact bottom and sell the exact fucking top. I don't care. Sure, you may get fucking lucky every now and then, but on the majority, over a function of time, you will never buy the exact bottom and sell the exact top. You need to fucking okay, we're gonna go down. Have a strategy. Have a plan. Make a plan. Execute the plan. The price is going down. Start buying. Sure, you made a little bit of money. You may lose a little money in the short term, but in the long run, you also got to fucking DCA out to take your profit at multiple different levels on the way out. It works both ways. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, does that make sense at all?
That makes perfect sense. And let me piggyback off of that a little bit. When I first got into crypto, I got in it through Dogecoin, and my pleb ass self kept DCAing the rise up to the point where, when Elon Musk was going on the Saturday Night Live, I was buying that hype.
Yeah.
And Of course, one Saturday Night Live drop, it went tumbling down, and now here I am at a loss. Even though I kept hearing buy low, sell high, it's one thing to hear that, but to actually put it in practice, especially when you're not used to the investing world, it is a learning curve, and unfortunately, it could be an expensive learning curve. So,
See?
really, if you're new to this, you don't like Hex, and you see another coin, if it's on the rise up, I'm telling you from my experience, you want a DCA, do a little bit. Like, don't really expose yourself too much, especially on the rise up. It's when it's trending down. That's when the big whales put their money in. That's where the smart money puts their money in. That's when the 1% puts their money in. When everything is in the red, when everyone is tripping and bugging out. That's when you want to push your money in. Not when everything is green, hopeful, and everybody's happy. That's when you're supposed to be selling. But unfortunately, it took me losing my own money to learn that mistake. I just want to piggyback off that.
Funny thing is, like, that's a hard concept for people to get their hands on, because like as shit's going down, even like Hex right now, it's fucking going down. It's going down. I'm like, fucking keep buying, buy, because not only is the Hex down, so is the fucking T-share rate. And I'm like, dude, as much as I love Hex, the most valuable part is the fucking T-share. If the fucking T-share is going down, buy those motherfucking T-shares. And they're like, no, price is going down. It might go down more. I'm like, okay, then fucking, if you got $1,000, put $200 in here, $200 in here, $200 in here, $200 in here. You know what I'm saying? Until you can, like, don't just be like, I got $1,000 and be like, bam, I got $1,000 fucking dollars. No, be fucking smart about that shit. Yeah, I like I said before, you're never going to fucking time the exact bottom. I don't have a good jar, but if you put $200 in here, $200 in here, $200 in here, $200 in here, the likelihood or the probability of you catching the majority of that bottom is probably, the probability is a lot higher than you just trying to go, boom, I'm trying to buy the bottom and fucking down. I'm now I'm down. Now I'm down. You know what I'm saying? Just have a bit of a strategic plan and don't be afraid of blood on the streets, because I'm not saying that's without its risk, depending on the coin you're in, right? Because there are some shit that may go to fucking zero, right? So don't fucking put whatever you're gonna lose.
Now with the
All I'm saying,
T-share price even going down, and Frosty said, yeah, have a little strategy. I'm not saying you got to have a whole complex ass strategy. I'm gonna use myself for example. In the start of 2022, my goal was for myself, I need more T-shares. Period. I need some more T-shares. Luckily, the price has been going down ever since 2022. So me DCAing these stakes, these T-shares in, I'll be able to accumulate more shares than I first calculated. Thankfully, because there's price on a dip. And now we all know how the T-share mechanism works. Once Hex is back to 15 cents, 20 cents, 50 cents, $2, $3, all those shares is now going to be paying me a ridiculous amount because I was able to hold myself back and DCA a little bit to the T shares. And now, because of the price dipping so much, I'm actually getting more bang for my buck. I put a little tweet out earlier saying how I increased my T share value by 6x. Actually, that was the day before the Hex dropped to like 9 cents, and I picked up some more. So it's actually more like 8x my value of T shares ever since then now because of this dip. So thank you to whoever's selling. Keep on selling.
I'll say it again. I'll say it a fucking time and time again. The day that you remove your emotional attachment with your dollars is probably the fucking day you'll be more successful. Remove that emotional response of money going down. Remove it. Because if you're fucking buying and selling on emotion, you're done. You're finished. If you can't watch your dollar go down, you can't watch it go up. That's just my opinion. And that's easier said than done. You know what I mean? And that's a function of self-discipline. And I'm not saying it's without its risk. I will not sit here and say it's not without its risk, because it is. But if you can remove your emotional attachment and say, okay, I've got $1,000, or I got $500, I got $200, I got $100, I got $50, or whatever the monetary number is. I got fucking $100 that I'm not gonna fucking forget about. And you can remove your emotional attachment from that $100, it's probably the day you're more likely successful. That's just my opinion.
Yep, that is true.
Yeah, I think that, thinking about that, I mean, I think that was one of the things that, I experienced as far as that removal of emotional attachment, because literally I was taking loose change from underneath cars that were traded in underneath the seats. And I made a game out of it, actually. It was entertaining. But it was found money. It wasn't even, anything. I was just building that up for 2.5 years until, the right opportunity, which was Hex, came across. And then, I remember at the time I was on the Bitcoin.pub, was a website back in the day. And I had documented, and basically did like a blog about the fact of like the whole aspect of investing it. But I was devoid of emotion for it because, in my head, it was never my money in the first place, but that stuff went out and, subsequently, again, to Frosty's point, it was what, 2.5 years. It was shortly after Vegas that, I reached my goal, and then it just kept on rolling. But it took time. And there was, trust me, if you're listening to your friends or, people that don't, understand what you're doing or about, I had so many people who were like, hey, look, you're up so much. Why don't you sell, or why don't you go buy that new Forerunner you're talking about getting? I'm like, nope, not yet. Like it is not time, it's not distribution phase. But it's so easy to kind of shoot yourself in the foot. I mean, for people, to see 1,000x, I mean, that haven't seen that in their lifetime, it can be real tempting. So that emotional separation from the money, has to be an individual choice. Each person has to do it for themselves, for however they do it, for whatever reason, it's important.
Another thing with
sorry, go ahead.
Another thing with found money, if you work your 9 to 5 and you still find it difficult to put some money aside for crypto, there are multiple options to make money online. Again, myself, I DoorDash on weekends or nights. I feel like I have free time, and this money is going to be used straight up for crypto. I have friends and family who tell me, "Why you DoorDash for that? You know you kind of be wasting gas for that, yada yada." All this money is for crypto. All this money is for Hex. It's going straight into it. No ifs, ands, or buts. I don't care if some nights I don't even make that much, but whatever that amount is going straight into the Hex. And hopefully, like HexDex did over 2 years or 24 months, however long it takes, those nights of DoorDash going to accumulate to a whole different amount in a couple years. But there's definitely options out there to find money, and just go out there and just find it.
You hit the nail on the head, right? This is like, it's not like any other traditional investment. It's not a get rich quick scheme. I did not get here where I am right now overnight. I did not. I've literally been in this fucking industry for 10 fucking years. 10 years. It's taken me to get here. And it's not without its struggle. It's not without its pitfalls. It is not without me falling flat in my face and not without me making mistakes. But it's taken me 10 fucking years to get me to sit where I am right now. 10 years. Not fucking 1 year. Not 6 months. not 2 fucking months, 10 fucking years. Yeah, and now I'm in a position where my kids and my kids' life never have to work. But it didn't come without its sacrifices or its fucking costs. I want that to be clear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean saying? I don't want people to think I just fucking woke up one day and I'm like, oh my God, I won the fucking lottery. Because that's not the fucking reality. I've made many mistakes. I've lost money. I've fucking made mistakes. I will continue to make mistakes. And it's taken me 10 fucking years to get here. Right? So don't expect to buy fucking crypto and expect to wake up tomorrow and be a fucking billionaire, because the probability of that is low. Maybe you might get lucky and you're one of the fucking minute few, but the probability on a large scale is probably not the case. Put your time in like everyone else. Don't be afraid to make your mistakes like everyone else. Don't be afraid to take a shot and fail like everyone else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things I actually didn't realize that until much later on, just over, I'd say within the past year, and I make it a point to tell people is the fact that, like, because a lot of people, eventually what happens is, and not everybody, but certain people like in my life have, kind of seen some success and said to me, like, oh, that whole lucky thing, like they think I won the lottery ticket. And I'm like, you don't understand. I've been doing this for like 6 years. And like, when I actually went back and thought about it, it really clicked with me. And it's like, I treated crypto like a full-time job. Like, so I worked, and then I would come home from work and I would be on the sites and checking out and researching and figuring things out and watching YouTube videos and in the chat rooms, trying to understand and really get, and I spent hours, I'd come home get off at 5 and I'd be there till 2 o'clock in the morning, not just 1 or 2 days a week, like 6 days a week. And for 6 years, no vacations. I mean, didn't spend, did the whole ramen thing. It's real, and, so, when people are like, you got lucky or you did this. No, I school of hard knocks, baby. And I got my PhD as a post hole digger. And, I learned my lessons, the hard way, and sometimes, in a good way. But yeah, it takes time and effort. And that's the whole thing. Yeah. I mean, even you read books by people like, traditional finance. I mean, go read some Warren Buffett books. He'll sit there and tell you it's not timing the market. It's time in the market that made him the money that he has today. It just, I think with crypto, it just leverages that time, faster and quicker.
Oh, buddy, when I was running mining farms, I was under the hole all the fucking time. All the time. It literally cost me money in hydro and equipment costs. I was underwater in the amount of money that I spent in equipment and hydro. My hydro bills were coming in like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month. And if I made $1,000 in crypto, I might be lucky. And people are like, Frosty, you're retarded. Why you keep doing this? I'm like, because I think there's a fucking future here. You're like, you're insane. You're fucking crazy. The amount of fucking negative pressure that I got from running mining farms and node farms back in the day, so underwater because the hydro costs were exponentially higher than I was making. And they're like, you're fucking nuts. You're crazy. You're a fucking idiot. You're a retard and every other thing underneath the sun. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. Either it's going to go to fucking tons of money or I'm going to be a fucking moron. That's honestly. And I lived in a 2-bedroom apartment. I owned fucking 2 companies. And I sacrificed everything else to fucking run these goddamn mining farms because I believed in it. It made sense to me. It clicked where nobody else fucking made sense. And I'm like, I don't care. And I just kept on investing and holding and and I just fucking, every token I had, I put it aside. I went to work every day in construction. I was an electrician, right? Busting my ass in construction like every other fucking schlub. 6 o'clock in the morning to fucking 8 o'clock at night. And I just kept on working fucking 7 days a week. And I ran these mining farms. And the ability that I had to run these mining farms is that I was able to get freaking shit cheap. And I was able to implement, because it's freaking very hydro electric freaking dependent. So I was able to execute that at virtually nothing. Well, I'm going to say virtually nothing, but with an exponentially less cost than the average person to hire a company to do it, right? So that's why I did it. And I'd buy fucking video cards and shit. And back in like 2017, when shit fucking hit the market, I'd buy up all these video cards and I'd put them in a freaking abandoned freaking warehouse. And dude, I was underwater. Hydro bills every month that came in. And my fucking wife at the time would yell and scream at me like, why are you fucking paying for these hydro bills? You're underwater by like fucking 90%. Caught drama with my fucking wife, my kids, everything. I'm not even kidding. This is the fucking real truth. The real fucking truth. I had to deal with all this shit, from the negative pressure coming in. My fucking wife, my kids, my family, all telling me I'm fucking a lunatic. And I'm like, no, one day this shit will fucking pay off. They're like, you're fucking an idiot. I'm like, okay, then I'm an idiot. And then here we are now.
Right.
And it's not fucking a year or two later. It's like fucking 8-7 years later. And now, like you just said fucking 5 minutes ago, oh, you're lucky. You won the lottery ticket. But how many people can accept that emotional response from all your peers, your friends, your family, your wife, your kids, telling you you're a fucking lunatic, you're fucking crazy, that none of this shit is ever going to come to fruition? The social cost of that, of people telling you you're fucking nuts and you're wasting money, and the arguments that come out of that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think most people are prepared to pay for that emotional cost, because there's not, everything in this world doesn't come down to a monetary cost. And I'll tell you this from experience. The more that you learn and the more that you grow, you tend to, over time, have less in common with the people that you had before. It's not the monetary cost that is exponential. It's the social cost. Because the byproduct of becoming, there's a reason why they say it's lonely at the top.
Yeah.
Because over time, you have less and less common with the people around you. I'm just, whatever. Like fucking Famous said the other day, he was out at the fucking wedding. And he's like, I'm trying to explain to all these fucking people about crypto. And he's the fucking guy out in left field. He's like, fucking looked to as a fucking lunatic. He's like, he said there the fucking wedding was 500 people. And he's like, dude, I'm trying to fucking help you. I'm trying to fucking save you. And he's like, where's Famous? He's being looked at like a fucking lunatic. That's a social cost. But the social cost that's associated with that, as you grow over time, you have less in common with the people that you had before. The friends and family that you had before. And family is probably the worst. They're probably the most judgmental. Because they're the most closest to you. Right?
They know who you are and what you were.
Right. Right? So just be prepared that not everything in this world is a monetary cost. The biggest cost is probably the social cost. Because I've had many people that are friends of mine along this fucking journey. And now they fucking resent me.
Right.
Why? Because I became successful and I fucking had self-discipline and I fucking took my lumps on the chin and all the fucking negative opinions. And now that I fucking finally make it here, I'm looked at like I'm the dude that fucking won the lottery? That's not the fucking case. That's not the fucking case at all. Were you the ones in the fucking closed rooms arguing with your wife because you had a fucking $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 fucking hydro bill and you're underwater? I'm like, don't worry, fucking dear. I'll fucking pay for it one way or another. I'll go work extra hours in construction to fucking make it happen. I'll take on extra contracts to fucking make it happen. Weekends, days, nights.
I can't imagine the conversation the dude is having with his wife. Do y'all remember that first
Oh
trade?
yeah,
First
yeah,
trade for the highest of stakes?
yeah.
Yeah.
The guy, I put it all in. What?
Oof.
The house money, I put it all in.
That we was at like 40 cents back then, right? Well,
Yeah.
when
I think it was
trailer
44
released.
cents.
But note on that, he didn't actually take the house money from, I kind of, because when I first saw that, I'm like, that's just dumb. But I think they moved from California to a new place. Not sure about the geographics, but I think the house money was the difference between the house they sold versus the house they bought and what they had left over.
Oh.
So I think, because I got the same way. I'm just like, oh, bro, like that's a bad look. That's like rule number one. Don't mortgage the house, or don't jeopardize, your rent, your what bills that you have due. Take care of those responsibilities first. Otherwise, you are going to be like what they call a wreck pleb. That's how you become a wreck pleb, spending money you don't have on things you can't afford.
My point I was trying to make is just like, don't think you're going to get where you want to be without struggle.
Yeah.
And another thing with the social cause, I can definitely speak to that because that's definitely been a cause I had to pay for recently. Me being a crypto, me being a hex, and me being a figure in my community. I'm trying to tell my friends, hey, come on this worst damn crypto show. We let anybody on, ask any questions. No, man, I ain't trying to talk to y'all and all you lunatics about y'all scam coins and such. Like, dude, if you think it's a scam, ask these people. I got people who's way smarter than me. Ask them whatever. But now you really do become an outcast. And that is something, unfortunately, as a new investor, that could shake you out, becoming that outcast. But you have to understand a lot of successful, great people in the world in history were outcasts to their particular circles.
I'll
Because
tell you this.
because
The biggest fucking cost is social cost, not monetary. Take that for my advice.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in that same boat. Like, I gotta risk it all to, my family's like, why you keep buying more hex? You already put enough. I just gotta do it.
Yeah, well, like the social cost thing that you're talking about, Frosty. I mean, obviously everybody's situation is different. Like for me, I didn't have a wife. I don't have kids. I had a dog. And so I didn't have that aspect, but like the work aspect, it was like, I literally had, and this is a true story. I mean, we ran a night shift crew. And so I would work late, because we worked production work. It was the amount of cars I put out versus the amount of hours I put in. And it was very profitable. But literally, like the college kids from the MSU would sit there and they'd find change because they knew what I was doing. I actually had a name. I was called the Change Maggot. That was what I was known as. And they would throw the change from their bay into my bay. And I'd hear it go ting, 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 right? But it was a game for me. So I just looked at it. I'm like, ooh, nickel, ooh, dime, ooh, penny. But, I mean, like, as far as like, I was the crazy old man in the shop. I mean, literally, they thought I was nuts. But I knew I knew what I wanted to happen. I knew what I had that end goal. But yeah, it was huge. I mean, and even now, like one of the things that I've experienced in the, it won't be a year until June, but there are people that I've had in my life as friends when I first moved here. Heck, these people, they have like 3 kids. They live next to me, or I should say I lived next to them because when I first came out here, I took some of the divvies of the divorce and I had like, $3,000 to drop on a 3-bedroom beat up old trailer here in Montana. So I moved in there, and I knew these people. I was a trailer park kid, and now that they've seen, and I've told them all along the way about crypto and Bitcoin and everything back in the day, but now they came around for a handout instead of a hand up. And now that I've made the money and stuff, it's oh hey, so and so needs a car and this and stuff, and I'm just like, bro, it don't work that way. I mean, I've helped out people privately in my own individual life, but I choose where I want to direct the money or funds that I choose to spend. And I don't feel, and if somebody's in my life that wants to put that type of social pressure on me, I'm not having that. I'll just step to the side and peace out.
But that's how it should be. I hear a lot of times how you OG Hexagage, you try telling people what a year, 2 years ago. Now all of a sudden they see everything worked out, and now they hit y'all up. Yeah, I need help with this. Oh, such and such need this. But it's like, bro, sis, like we was in the same position a couple years ago. I try to give you the same knowledge, but you slapped my hand away. So no, it doesn't work that way. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, no, I literally changed my phone number. I literally changed my phone number and gave my number to the people that were important, or that I wanted to have contact with, because of that very situation.
And these are probably individuals you was close with for some time.
Oh yeah,
people you thought was going to be friends for years and years down the road, but unfortunately, people's greed got the best of them, I guess.
Oh,
that's part of the social cost I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that's part of the social cost. Exactly what I'm talking about. Because let's say the shock of becoming rich, okay, and everybody's like, okay, I want to fucking help everybody in the world. That sounds great. Don't get me fucking wrong. I am not trying to disrespect fucking helping everybody in the world. But if you don't have that mentally in your fucking head, let's say you bought into PulseX, right? And that PulseX becomes worth whatever, $1, right? And you don't have that in your mentally in your head to deal with that. And all of a sudden, everybody else to the woodwork comes out asking you for money. Do you have the self-discipline to say no? Because at the end of the day, you can't help every single fucking person on the planet, or you'll become broke as fast as you became rich.
Right.
Right? And there's an emotional cost at fucking be able to say no. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So you really have to fucking have this mentally prepared in your fucking head if you got a big fucking bag or whatever, because let's say that fucking crypto hits. There's a social fucking cost at this shit, because you can't afford, if you want to stay rich and stay fucking free and look after it, sure, you can help people. The people that will come out of the woodwork asking you for money is endless. Dude, I literally had to tell some of the fucking people that I know that are very good friends of mine in the past, hey, I love you. You're my friend. But your financial problems are not my problem. I like you. I respect you. But your problems are not my problems. Because they will, I'm not going to, I mean, no disrespect in this. I'm just trying to offer a different perspective to the mindset of when you get there. Okay? I'm trying to mentally prepare people for when they get there, because there is an emotional cost. At some point in your life, if you reach the goal that you anticipate to make, you will have to be able to say fucking no. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but if you can't say a no, you will become broke as fast as you become rich.
Yeah.
So Frosty Hextech, real quick. Out of all the people who came out of the woodworks asking y'all for money, who came out of the woodworks asking you, and I mean honestly asking y'all, hey, how did you do this? can you show me Hex? Can you show me crypto? What was that ratio? If y'all had any, you had Hex that you had one person.
One person.
It's a
Yep.
low percentage, I'll tell you that. Everybody thinks I just won a fucking lottery ticket. That's the honest truth. That's the God's honest truth. They just think that I woke up one day and I became fucking nothing to retire.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm trying to have this conversation and explain some of this.
Because
That's
it's going to
not
happen.
reality. It's not going to happen. Because
If you're
it's not
prudent,
the truth.
If you're prudent and you're listening to, you know, what people that have gone through things tell you, sit on your hands, let your money make money, DCA. But it's going to come across where, you know, I mean, I remember the day that I called my boss up in the morning because I looked at my staker account and my jaw fell out. You know, I was joking with Dip Catcher the other day. You know, my face fell on the floor and it took me 23 minutes to scrape it up. But I called him and I'm like, I got to take a day, bro. I'm like, I can't come in. I'm like, and that, you know, and Maddie's talked about it, you know, the sudden wealth syndrome type thing, you know, because
sure.
It does happen. But, you know, I'm still going through those experiences. I don't have 100% lockdown on everything because perfect classic example is, you know, 2.5 months into retirement. And I'm just like, I was at least to be analytical and, you know, and tell myself like, Scott, you were better, you know, like you were more productive, you know, when you had this element of structure in your life. So you know, I didn't feel as though that, you know, I was ready for it. I didn't need the money, but, you know, I wasn't utilizing my time and my resources to the best, you know, possibility. So that's a learning lesson, you know, and that's something that, you know, I can write down. And, you know, if I have somebody that I'm helping, you know, as far as like teaching, you know, that I can tell them, hey, you know, be aware of this. You know, if you're going to retire, you know, what's your game plan? That type of thing.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, let's say you fucking make the money, whatever. You put X amount of money in PulseX. Now it's worth $100 million. Great. Now what? Tap. How old are you, man?
Roughly. I am 26.
Okay, so you're gonna retire 46. You got $100 million. Now what? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, there's only so many fucking cervezas in Cuba Libre you can drink on the beach. Sure, you can fucking party, you travel, you do fucking whatever. But then what? I'm not even kidding. I'm not even fucking joking right now. At some point, after you fucking go through the shock of having a shit ton of money, what do you do then? What's your fucking purpose? What's your purpose for getting out of fucking bed in the morning? I mean no disrespect by this, but it's an honest, true question. Because I'll tell you from experience, after the fucking initial shock and you fucking do all your shit, or whatever it is that is, and you get up and it's like, what the fuck? As a person, you need purpose in your life. With no purpose, you have no direction.
Yeah.
Right? Then you look around and you're like, I got girls, I got fucking booze, I got fucking houses, I got this, I got cars, I got that. I'm like, now what? I'll tell you what. In my personal opinion, the common denominator is people. If there's a lesson that I've learned over life, in my experience, and everybody else's may be different, but my fucking experience in my life, for me, is people. Right? Because when you could fucking actually make a difference in somebody's life, and I mean a difference in somebody's life, and they come to you, and they put your arms around you, and they fucking thank you, and their family, and their kids, and you could feel that fucking generosity, that's far worth more than any girl, or any fucking drinks, or any fucking house. And that's why I do what I do in Ecuador and Latin America. Because at some point, what the fuck do you do with your time? And I just want people to fucking think about that question, because it's easily to dream about, and it's easily to fucking conceive. I'm gonna go buy this Lambo. I'm gonna go fucking buy this fucking yacht. I'm gonna go do whatever. It sounds fucking great on paper, and it's easy to dream about. What I'm saying is, from somebody, when you get to the other side of that fucking coin, it all sounds great in theory. I'm gonna fucking retire. I'm going to finish my job, like he says. I'm going to quit. I'm going to tell my boss to fuck up. That all sounds great. But when you retire, like physically fucking retire in your 30s or 40s or 20s or whatever the fucking case may be, then what? What the fuck is going to make you get out of bed in the morning? All I want people to do is think about that.
Yeah.
No disrespect. But
Here's
it's
one
a
of the
serious question to think about. Sorry,
Yeah,
go ahead.
and
Let me cut you off.
I was going to say, here was one of the best pieces of advice that I got from somebody who was successful, decamillionaire, and it was back when I was chefing, and we used to do a lot of gigs here in Montana. If anybody knows about the Yellowstone Club, you can Google it. It's high end, big time high end, and I was talking with this gentleman that we were doing a event for at his house for some friends, small group of friends that he had, and I was talking with him back in the kitchen, and one of the recommendations that he made, and it stuck with me, and this was real early, this had to be like 3-4 years ago, but one of the things he told me is that if you ever like he said at that time, if you ever make your first $1 million, he goes, the most important thing you can do is nothing for 6 months. He goes, don't buy anything, don't spend it. He's like, don't change your job, your place where you live, anything. Do absolutely nothing for 6 months.
That's honestly been a question I had for myself this past month or so. Because I was literally saying to myself, like, I can really potentially have millions upon millions of dollars just sitting somewhere. What the hell do I even do with it? Like, how much should I take out? Should I quit my job? Like,
right.
What are even the first steps? Like, what is even the first move to make? Who do you call? Who do you get in contact with? Should I get an accountant? Should I get a lawyer? It's a whole different world. You realize you're going to be put into.
Yeah.
It is a whole different world, and it's very dramatic. It's very dramatic. I'm not gonna lie. It's very fucking dramatic.
Yeah.
Because.
But one thing I will say I'm thankful for is that I'm thankful I have the network of knowing of all these individuals who already kind of went through what I'm about to go through. They can't tell me everything key for key, word for word, but they can lead me into a decent direction where I could probably have better luck instead of me just raw dogging in myself.
Yeah.
My best advice is think about it.
Right.
Think about it. Take the time and think about it. Just fucking think about what you would do. And have a plan. Have a plan, then execute the plan. But I agree with him. Just take 6 months, chill out, create a plan, and execute the plan. Don't do fucking anything crazy, because you will lose it as fast as you get it. And don't mark my fucking words. Mark my fucking words. People will come out of the fucking woodwork looking for you. And you gotta be able to fucking say no. As bad or as good as that is, and as heartful as that may be for some fucking people, if you don't have the self-discipline to say no, you will be fucking lose it as fast as you got it.
Yep.
I'm just offering my experience.
Yeah.
And it may be different between most people, but money has an emotional effect on people. And whether you have a disconnection from the emotion or not, doesn't mean other people around you in your social circle doesn't have an emotion. So be prepared. Be fucking prepared. The people that you think that are closest to you, don't develop a resentment for that. Because there will be 1, 2, or 3 people somewhere in that fucking social circle that will resent for you, that are close to you.
And another thing with getting prepared for people to come out the woodworks, prepare your mental state of mind too. Like, be more happy of yourself, who you are, and why you are. Try to be try to be a better you at the end of the day. Like, every day, just if you know there's a flaw about you, you know there's a certain thing that you don't like about yourself. Definitely, this is the time to work on that. Because for me, working on that has helped me onboard people. It's helped me talk about crypto to other people, because now I'm just in a whole different mind space of myself, and I have a whole different level of confidence within myself because I've taken the time to just better myself. And unfortunately, Frosty, you're right. I have been thinking about the day that I really thought about it. I'm going to have to tell some family members no. I've already made a list of people I'm going to have to say no to because of how certain people have been acting towards me already. And that's honestly what it's going to be. That's life, unfortunately.
For me, I simplified it. I have a small list, very small list of people I'm saying yes. That's it.
Yeah. Well, here's perfect. Here's my tweet from today, 9 hours ago. When you get a chance to reduce friends, do so. When you reduce your number of friends, you reduce gossip, jealousy, and drama. And
Amen.
Honestly,
because I've told people that my circle of friends have gone infinitesimally smaller within the past year. And it's not because, I don't like people. Now, I have acquaintances and I have associates, but then also I have friends. But that people that I term as friends is a lot smaller than, just
I can count them with one hand. I can count them with one hand.
Yeah,
I agree. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I had way more people in my social circle before I became successful than after. That's just the truth. Because unfortunately, the byproduct of that, and maybe that's just my circle, maybe it'll be different for you and your individual situation. I can't tell, right? That's going to be unique for each person. But for me personally, the more successful I've become over a function of time, my social circle has become smaller and smaller and smaller. And partially because I have less in common with the people I did before, because I could preach all day long what I'm talking about, but we have less in common because they don't get it. So that function of people don't get it, because at some point you just become bored talking to them because you're in a mental space that's different than they are, right? So you can talk and talk and talk because you're at a different level and a different understanding, but they don't get it. So at some point you just become like, I'm talking to the wall. And then the other part is like you become to a point where you're financially successful, and the other part get removed because all they want from you is money, even though they're your friends. But even if you give them the money, let's say you give them the money, they'll go and they don't appreciate the money and they'll spend it, and then they'll come back for you for more money.
Yeah.
So at some point you got to be able to say, I get it. I understand. I'll help you. I'll help you understand and help you become more financially successful, but I'm not going to give you dollars. But then they get resentful because you won't give them dollars and you want to give them knowledge. They don't want knowledge. They want just to be able to become instant successful by a byproduct of you.
Frosty,
Right?
I can't buy no section at the club with some knowledge, man. I need dollars for that. I know. I feel what you're saying. No, real talk. Quick question for y'all. Since y'all circle has gotten smaller, would y'all say y'all circle is more powerful in the things, the abilities that you and this circle has is worth a lot more compared to the circle of friends y'all had 2, 3, 5, 10 years ago?
I think you're going to place value on scarcity. So, there is that aspect. I've found more value in doing recently what we've been doing here with the Twitter spaces, social media, YouTubing, and helping others within the community, and networking. That actually has grown. I mean, for me personally, over the past 6 years, just in my private life and stuff like that, where that circle has gotten smaller. So I would say it has more value, or powerful because of the scarcity aspect.
Yeah, and in my experience, there's a difference between having friends and then be able to accomplish what you want. And what I mean by that is the circle of friends that I had before accomplished very little. And we would fucking go and have good times and whatever. And as much as I respect those people from my past and they're a part of who I am to make me who I am today, when it comes to the fact of changing people's lives, the people that I have in my small social circle now has a much greater impact in the world than the people that I hung out for. Because the people that I associate more with now have a greater understanding of dollars and what those dollars can do to impact things or lives than the people I did before. And if I tried to have the conversation with the people I did before to impact lives, they don't understand because they get intimidated by large numbers. So if I say $10 million, they can't even conceive that because they can't even understand. They can't even, no offense, they can't comprehend what $10 million can do. In the circle of people that I associate with now, $10 million is a normal day in their lives, and they can conceive that. So there's a difference between mentality, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
I get that. That makes total sense.
Yeah. Guy who I onboarded, good friend of mine. He's actually somebody, I kind of mentor him in, from my life lessons as far as, he made all the mistakes, voluntary repoed 2 cars, maxed out his credit cards, living paycheck to paycheck, got into crypto, told him about that and stuff, made some poor decisions, made some money, spent it, that type of thing. But one of his texts from today. So, we were talking a little bit about finance. I'm having him and a group of guys over. It's been about a month and a half. And I invite a group of guys over, like 5 or 6, and I cook them dinner. I invite them over to the house. I cook them dinner, and then we play some, fake poker, and that type of thing. But he texted me because he was asking me, we were talking about crypto because he's been out of touch since I stopped working at the job. And he's like, we were talking about stakes ending and stuff like that. And I have a stake coming up in I think 37 days. That's ending. And so him and I can talk, he's one of the few people I share some things with, but I sent him a picture from the Staker app, and he texts me back. He says, "That's life-changing amount of money for me, man. I'd literally be debt-free with a quarter of that." And it's like, my response to him is like, just keep doing what you're doing. You will get there. And he listens now today. I mean, he's starting to understand things about finance and stuff like that. So, if somebody's willing to listen, I'm willing to help them out, that type of thing.
No. No.
puede ser.
She's lit.
No,
No, es
otro,
ceniza,
otro.
mira, exacto, es la ceniza del
No,
cigarrillo.
no.
Sure?
Did they make the
Sí.
drink wrong for you guys?
¿En serio?
He asked you the drink.
Sorry.
No worries.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So, well, guys, I'm gonna have to wrap here because
Yeah, me
We're
too,
gonna wrap
guys.
it up. We're
I
gonna
got
wrap
some
it up.
things to do. It was definitely good seeing y'all again.
Likewise.
Same. Yeah, thank you, Frosty. Thank you, Hexdeck, for all that you guys said. I really learned a lot, and I'll take it to heart, and I'll rewatch the stream and hear it again, so it gets embedded in my brain. But yeah, I respect what you
The
guys
best
have
part
to
about
say.
this community is family, man. We're all here together, and there's not a single person in this stream right now that doesn't bring a fucking knowledge to the table that
Thank you.
we don't all have. We all have a unique ability in something. I may be good at something, you may be good at something, you may be good at something, you may be good at something. But as a collective, as a whole, we make a fucking stronger community because nobody in here is an expert. I can offer my opinion and my life experiences and so forth and so forth and so forth. But when we can do that and bring that together and have an open conversation and learn and listen and help each other, like fucking Bullish in this room. I couldn't do a fucking tenth of what Bullish does.
Right.
Not even fucking close. What that man can do, I can never fucking do in my lifetime. And there's everybody in here brings something to the fucking table.
Yeah.
Everybody. I don't care what your fucking financial situation. I don't care what it is. But every single person in this fucking heck community can bring something to the fucking table.
Yeah.
That's fucking beautiful. And how we were associating and how we are collaborating and how we are working together as a team, as a fucking whole. That to me, I don't give a fuck if I make another fucking penny. And Hex or PulseX, the value in our community, how we were coming together, is absolutely fucking priceless. Because if shit goes fucking wrong and things don't go the way they're going, or the way we expect to go, I'm not saying they will or they won't. I'm just saying if they don't, in the worst case scenario, the connections that we have in this fucking community, we can hold for a lifetime, for the rest of our natural lives. I respect that, and I respect every one of you, and thank you for having me on.
Thank you, guys.
It's a pleasure. It's our pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks for that. Thanks for that.
Real quick, everybody, share your stuff real quick before we hop off.
I don't have anything to show. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, it's remaining only one. I'm just in the Twitter spaces a lot, so if you guys should be in there. If you want to learn about Hex or anything crypto related, you can always go in there. It's called Hex All Day. They're pretty much on 24/7. So
The only thing I got to show is fucking Hex, PulseX. God bless our community. Let's keep it as a team. Let's keep it as a whole. And fucking live your style, life fucking Frosty style. That's all I got to fucking show.
And I'm HexDeck16 on the Twitter space. I will be doing a YouTube channel here shortly. I told somebody just as a joke within 2 weeks. But if you would, I do have a separate Twitter thing for the Prosperity Project. So if you could check it out and give me a follow on that, definitely appreciate it. I'm going to be producing content there on the YouTube, and also eventually I get the webpage launched and stuff. And it's just educational stuff for people. As it says in my bio headline on my main Twitter thing, I will never ask you to join a paid group. So there you go.
You guys can follow me at Bullish Ox, 0x.
Give that man a follow, please.
You can find me on, Crypto in the Morning and, behind the scenes helping people out. And as always, I'm happy to help. Thank you for having me.
Of
This
course,
is
follow
amazing.
me
Thank you,
on
boss.
follow me on Twitter, Tap for Life One. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. I'm just spreading the word and just retweeting what all the good people say. I'm just retweeting the stats and giving my thoughts. Hotbox Crypto. I'll have another show some point this week. Apparently, that's helping people understand Hex. Who would have thought?
Tap is bringing weed to wealth, bro.
Tap is amazing.
There you
All
go.
right, thank you guys. I'll do the outro intro video, but thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good night, and Hex is the way. Hex be with you.
Hex be with you.
All right, y'all.
What are you, some sort of Mexican?